8-bit Midgeman is ready.
All right, 3, 2, 1.
Oh my god, Bob's got a shirt on today. I'm sad.
I wasn't broadcasting shirtless last week.
I know, it's just the
Yeah,
idea
but
of it.
it was in our mind's eye.
I mean, what that tells me is you don't want to see me. So I mean, I can just turn my webcam off, and you can rub your nipples later, I suppose, if you want about it. But
No deal.
I don't know what you're trying to tell me, Midge.
Well, wouldn't you like to know?
Not really.
This is getting weird.
I'm confused.
Oh dear.
Well, I wasn't broadcasting webcam because it was like 90 degrees in this room, and I was sitting here without a shirt on, so I didn't broadcast my webcam. Now, Midge is telling me he's sad that I'm not wearing a shirt on, but I wasn't broadcasting that I wasn't wearing a shirt. So
It's just a line of joke that's slowly
Midge
tumbled into
Midge
more.
either has this really strange like mental image fetish of me without my shirt on, or he doesn't want to see me.
Oh dear. Anyway.
I don't know what's what.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the pregame banter.
And my webcam will not work. It will not turn on.
Well, that's
I mean,
okay.
I won't judge you if you swing both ways, Midge, but I'm not into it. Sorry.
No, you're safe. I am completely
All right, shall
I'm
we?
safe.
Shall
Yes,
we?
I was concerned about the small British man coming over to America and sexually harassing me.
Shall we continue, or at least start and see if NGP shows up later?
Yeah, let's go.
Okay, so does anybody want to do a recap of last? Or do you want me to do it?
I can do it, I think,
Tyburn.
if I recall everything correctly. So, I forget all the lead up to it, but we had gone into a tower where we had run into Borkvard, very much a lie, and he was egging us on to try to follow him to where like a ritual was taking place, and where I'm not sure if they're dead because we jumped through a portal after Midge had the brilliant idea, or Arlox had the brilliant idea of smashing the thing with a hammer, a demon hammer, I might add, the ritual orb. They're causing the tower to collapse. As far as we know, the tower has collapsed. Brielle Borkvard went running down the stairs. Edmund and who else was in there? Lady Kiva had come with us, and is very much dead because her brain jumped out of her head.
The commish died there as well. He didn't get through.
Yeah,
Who?
The commish didn't make it through.
The commish,
Because he was hoarding gold.
Yeah.
We had all jumped through. Roach had been pushed back though because the orb thingamabob had done like a shockwave type thing, so he got pushed through against as well. And we all ended up in this other realm, which is the Fey realm that we're all sitting in right now, where we're getting treatment for who was it that needed treatment?
NGP.
Right, NG. Well, NG got cured of slod nonsense.
Yeah.
There's
Yay,
Arlox.
slot nonsense.
Arlox got
Arlox.
stupefied.
Yeah, we fixed him and his stupid. We fixed his retardation.
Done.
Or we're in the process of it? No, we fixed it. It's being fixed right now. I think, and right now we're trying to figure out how to get out of here.
Yeah. That's pretty good. So where we left off, you guys were being brought to kind of like the main temple, which is posted up on this large hill.
Going to talk to a lady Azonza?
Azonza, yeah. So for the sake of brevity here, I think we can say that you have been brought to Lady Azonza, who is the queen of this like enclave of elves. And what would you like to ask her?
How to leave.
How to leave? Okay.
Get back to our realm.
At our time span as well. Specifically from the date we left it.
Well, she informs you that she informs you that there is a portal back to the material plane in Jalalafel, which is the city you're in. But you guys have to prove yourselves worthy to use it before you're allowed to.
What must we do to prove our worth?
There's a trial, and For the sake of brevity, I'm trying to just get through this beginning part fast so that we can get Chris into the game. You were taken to the backside of the temple that you guys were in before, where you were cured, because that was built up against the side of a sheer cliff where like a hill had been cut away. They take you to the back of it and ask you to enter through a set of double doors which are open before you.
Well, I'm gonna.
Sure, why
Gonna
not?
go in there and see Darth Vader.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Can I get a marching order? Who's going in? In what order?
Someone will need to play parry, by the way, if NG's not here.
Well, he mostly just hits things, so.
Are you okay to do it?
I'll just have him hit things unless if somebody wants me to have him do something specific, let me know. So parry's first.
I'll go next.
Tyburn's second.
I'll go third.
I'll go
Artlox.
fourth.
Rebecca.
Never getting stuck in the middle, the back again.
I guess I'll be last.
Okay.
So here's the thing, guys. If I have to fire a firebolt at you, or a fireball, and you're in range, not my fault.
You want to go first?
Not particularly.
Said Cosmo.
Sounds like Cosmo wants to go first.
One second for me. Thought I had something on this map, but it doesn't appear to be there, so I gotta loop it in.
Oh yeah, Ben. Just for going back to our thing, I've put the mace firmly in the bag.
Firmly?
Yeah.
Very firmly. All right, so the doors are open before you, revealing a 10-foot wide hallway that is laid perfectly cut stone tiles. The hallway is it's straightforward, long and dark, and a very elderly elf with a walking staff follows you in. So it's just you guys and him, and then the doors are shut behind you, leaving
Almost
you all
something about her Roger Cube.
Answer me these questions, please.
Stay a while and listen. Well, he would be really useful for you guys because he identifies items for free. All right, so as it stands right now, you guys are all just in this flickering firelight coming from a chamber down the ways. Artlox is really the only one who has a good sight right now because of the darkness. What do you guys want to do?
Doesn't Rebecca have magical dark vision?
Yeah, I have magical dark vision.
Well, I forgot about you because you weren't here. So,
I cast light.
Tyburn casts light on his pendant, and I'm going to put you guys...
The normally innocuous spell eats Tyburn.
Alrighty, let's see. Let me... There we go. I have so many maps lined up that I have to drag you. I'll have to scroll over, drag you to one edge, scroll again, then drag you to the next.
Are these like bowls or are they pressure plates?
We're not up there yet.
Yeah,
It's just a thing up there.
Yeah. Do you guys have?
Who's right in front of me? I see two stereotypical wizards.
Oh, I accidentally dropped that in. You guys, can you guys see the map correctly, line of sight and all that?
Yeah.
I don't see any light.
Two Gandalfs just appear.
Tyburn casts light on his pendant. All players see his light, which is 40-20.
It looks like there's light sources in the large chamber ahead.
There are. There's like
Okay.
you can see like flickering firelight coming from the chamber ahead.
Okay.
The wizard that followed you in. I say wizard just because I used the wizard token, but that's what I'm going to call him from now on. He doesn't say anything and just follows quietly behind you.
I think we should go ahead.
Well, yeah. We're in an enclosed space with nothing really to do in here until we deal with this trial and get out of here.
Skittish Cosman.
Okay, let's move forward. Actually, can we perception for traps?
You most certainly can.
Who needs to worry about traps?
So, Artlox, your elf, you look forward with your elf eyes into the light before you, and you can't pick up anything that easily distinguishes a trap, a strange-looking tile or a break of the wall or anything like that. You don't see anything. So you gotta find some appropriate music to throw on.
Well, I like how as soon as you said, like, oh, let's get going, nobody moved. Like,
fuck.
Well, someone I think needs to take control of NG because I'm not moving forward unless he's moving forward. I don't want to take control of his character.
So I'm gonna say NG moves up to the precipice here. The wizard follows behind.
Oh, so we've got pillars, I'm guessing, along the side.
You see in the room before you. You see it's by these large stone pillars. The pillars are broken up into a series of like step segments, and they all have symbols written on them. You see a statue of a magnificent elf in like glorious armor, and with a series of water basins in front of him, and you see a stairwell in the back. And there was something I made on this map that I don't see right now. Let me see if I can fix that.
A giant open room with pillars.
Wait. To back. Nope. Why is it not there? Well, anyway, I'll put it in right now as I describe it to you. On the right side of the between two pillars, you see a small stone table with a book on it and an inscription on the wall. And give me a second to actually put that stuff back in so you can actually see.
I'm gonna walk out into the room.
Hell to with arrows.
Do I recognize any of the symbols?
The symbols seem to be in Sylvan.
Okay.
And it seems they seem to be. It goes up. There seems to be 6 like segments with symbols on them, tiered up, and a different symbol on each tier.
Mm-hmm.
As it goes up, and it slowly gets a little bit smaller as it increases in height.
Are they the same on every pillar?
They are. Every pillar is the same.
Can you
Don't pay no attention to the floating book.
How many? Sorry, how many segments did you say there were?
6.
What do the symbols look like?
Hang on a second.
Are you asking him to describe the shape of a language?
Yes.
It's fine. It's fine. They're letters. They seem to be random assortments of letters that don't form any words you are aware of.
Well, okay. So my character has pulled out a piece of paper and something to write with, and I'm writing down those letters, like tearing them up, and you can't see that bit of paper; it's too bright. But yeah, so can I see? Oh my God! There's a floating table.
Yeah.
Sorry. Oh no!
I don't know why it didn't save when I put this stuff in before.
Everybody panic.
The room is buffering right now.
So there's that's where there's a table. There's a stone table there with a book on it and an inscription on the wall.
What's the inscription on the wall look like?
Rosebud.
Rosebud, yes. Got it written
Krakatoa.
down. Okay, you go up to the inscription, which is also written in Sylvan, and it seems to be, it's 5 lines, and it reads, "A house based on a foundation like the sky, a house one has covered with a veil like a secret box, a house set on a box like a goose, one enters it blind, one leaves it seeing."
How do we understand that? It's in Sylvan.
You speak Sylvan.
I speak Elven.
Oh, I thought you spoke Sylvan.
No.
None of us, I don't think, speak Sylvan.
Sylvan.
All right, then it's all at Elven because I thought you guys spoke Sylvan and Elven. I'm sorry. That was just my mistake.
Okay. So it's in Elven. Okay.
Arlock never took Sylvan. He decided to take demonic.
Yeah. I didn't go for a remedial. I didn't go into remedial Feywild. Can you repeat the inscription on the wall?
Yes, a house based on a foundation like the sky, A house one has covered with a veil like a secret box. A house set on a box like a goose. One enters it blind, one leaves it seeing.
Okay. Are the pillars in Elven now?
Yes, I'm sorry. That was just my mistake. I thought a couple of you guys spoke Sylvan.
No,
and I
three
just
of us speak Elven. No one speaks
Elven.
Sylvan.
That's what I meant.
Yeah.
That was my mistake.
What's on the pillars then?
It's letters, jumbled letters that don't form words.
What are the letters?
As you look at the different pillars, it seems that each pillar has a set of letters on each a piece of the column, and it forms the entire Elven language.
Okay, so we've
different
got to
segments.
spell a word with these pillars.
It's a riddle.
Yeah, as an answer to the
Oh,
riddle has to be
God.
spelt with the walls. What's in the book?
The book is opened to a blank page.
So what was the whole riddle?
A house based on a foundation like the sky. A house one is covered with a veil like a secret box. I can't even read my own fucking writing.
A house sat on a box like a goose. One
Yeah.
enters it blind, one leaves it seeing.
And all the pillars around here have the entire language like written on them, alphabet
Yes,
on each pillar.
The entire Elven language is on the pillars and in different segments. So like one like the top segment will have a couple letters, the next segment will have a couple letters, the next segment that'll have a couple letters, and it goes up. It's about 40 feet tall to the ceiling.
So we have to assemble a text message on a flip phone.
I'm guessing. I'm guessing we have to write the thing in the book. Maybe, because it's in a blank page of the book.
That's what I would assume.
But can I have a look at the statue and the things in front of the statue before?
There seems to be 5 identical basins in front of the statue. They all have different levels of water in them. One's like just a little tiny bit in the bottom. One's like filled all the way up to the top, and so on and so forth.
Okay, maybe not.
Do a history.
It's our sustenance, so that we can finish this.
Do a history check, did you say?
Yes. It takes you a second, but you can't exactly put your finger on it, but you suss out that this is one of the Elven deities. You can't figure out exactly which one it was, but you remember the face and
What
the
symbol
pose.
does she have? If any.
It's a male.
Oh, or he.
And,
Understandable though, given it's an elf.
Yeah, exactly. Bob understands.
Is there a symbol of? Because if I know the symbol, I'll say it. But I probably don't know. I don't know all of them.
Let me look because I don't have that written down. So let me look at this elven deity, see if there's an associated symbol.
So maybe it's a 5-letter word, and each level of the water in the basins represents the different height on the pillars. So we fill each basin up to match the level.
I don't see an associated symbol
Okay.
with the information given with this god.
So maybe it's a 5-letter word and you have to fill the water to spell it out.
Or the water's height could represent the height upon which the pillars, although there are 6 pillars.
Yeah, there's more than 6 pillars. There's 8 pillars. And 5. There's 8
Yeah, there's
pillars.
4 on each. There's 4 on each side. I think they're about 25, 30 feet apart. Yeah, they're about 30 feet apart. Perry goes up to the inscription and starts looking it over and whipping through the book.
Oh, is there anything on the other pages of the book?
As you start flipping through the pages, you can see that there's a lot of words scribbled into it and then crossed off. They seem to be random.
As if people were guessing.
Okay,
So, what are you guys doing?
so it's got to be there's a lot of focus on the word house.
I'm gonna guess church or temple.
All right, what are you going to do with those assumptions?
Starts. Well, okay, it's supposed to be a house, but it's on a box like a goose, so it sits on a box of some sort. So it would have to have some sort of what is that, basement?
We're thinking in house terms, yeah.
Wait, these are elves though, so could it be like a tree? Because trees could be in a pot. So that would be the roots.
They are wood elves. They are hippies.
Based on the this guy, a house is covered with a veil like a secret box. So trees have a leaf cover. We're all thinking like.
Yeah.
Well, Bob has a couple guesses, but he hasn't decided how he's going to
Well, wait.
assemble them into an answer yet.
What tree has a veil? Oh, a willow.
Willow, yeah.
Can I, Ben, can I
It's the last sentence that's throwing me.
Todd, what were you saying?
looking at the book, what are like some of the words that are crossed off? Are they just like random words?
Yeah, it's just random. They're not laid out in sentences. There seem to be in different handwritings made with different writing utensils. A lot of them are like vigorously scratched off.
Are they all 5-letter words, from what I can tell? Okay.
No, they're all single words, but they vary in length.
Because Bob's guess does make sense with the last sentence.
This is true.
The whole enters it blind, enters it seeing, as in blind, is in levels of faith within people. I'm going to hand Bob my pen.
It's okay. I have my own.
Oh, okay.
Ah!
I guess we
I'm
make a
gonna
guess.
write. I'm gonna write temple in Elvish into the book.
All right, so Bob takes his quill,
Get
opens
off
up
me.
to a fresh
Sorry.
page, and scribbles down the word temple. Kind of put your quill down for a second and look around the room, and nothing changes.
What's at the top of the staircase?
It's a closed door.
Anything on the door?
Nope.
I say melon.
The door opens.
All right.
Going back to the deity, does the deity look like an elf?
Yes.
I don't know who it is.
Wearing armor that the statue looks like it's wearing armor
armor.
pure gold, carries a very elegant-looking bow and a sword.
Oh, I don't remember who that is.
Mitch, why didn't you pay more attention in your religion classes?
In elf class.
Yeah,
Well,
elf religion class.
I wasn't allowed to go because I'm not a full-blooded elf. I'm gonna try writing tree, and then if that doesn't work, forest.
You write in tree, pause for a moment, and there are no changes in the room. You scratch it off, write in forest. Wait for a moment. There's still no change.
Are those basins actually like big enough to, or are they so heavy? How heavy are these things? I know they have the various amounts of water in them.
They're on stone plinths, but they're made out of metal, and they're not actually attached to the plinth. They're just it kind of looks like a walk. So you could with a person on each side, you could probably lift one of them off, especially the ones that have those smaller amounts of water in them.
I fucking hate problem solving. I'm just bad at it.
Well, not every problem's gonna be solved by hitting it with a stick.
I can't even do that. Though. I can't talk to a statue. I've got.
Where's the old elf dude?
He's just standing where you guys entered from in that.
I'm gonna ask him to come forward.
All right, so you walk up to him, and you ask him to come forward, and he just stands there motionless.
I'm gonna ask him who the statue is.
He doesn't respond.
Is he just catatonic?
Nope, he's there. He's just not answering you.
He's being a moody elf.
He has not entered the chamber. He's standing in the hallway, and you could see he's standing there. He's blinking. He's shifting on his feet, but he's just not answering your questions.
Can I do a religion check on the deity?
Sure. So you take a look at the statue. It's assemblage of weapons, and you come to the conclusion that this is most likely Coralin. Oh, God damn it! If I'm ever going to pronounce this right, Coralin Lorethian, which is basically the patron saint of the elves.
Looks like Corlin Lorethian.
Oh, okay, good. So that's the
basically like
the creator of the elven race. Isn't he?
Yeah, he's like the Zeus of the elven pantheon.
Yeah.
Would I know? Could I do a history check on any correlation between this particular god and any story of something to do with the riddle,
That's
the things within the riddle?
That's a little vague. Are you trying to suss out something specific?
I'm trying to think here.
I'm gonna try touching the letters on one of the pillars.
Okay. As you lay your hand on the pillar, it shifts just a slight bit underneath your light touch, and you notice that the base of the pillar rotates on itself pretty easily.
Oh. So you could rotate the pillars to spell things?
Yes.
Bollocks, so there's...
The bottom one is the only one you can comfortably reach. Like, maybe if you get up on your tippy toes or someone gave you a boost, you could get to this.
Okay, so I reckon there's going to be multiple stages to this puzzle, and so they're all going to be like 8-letter words, maybe? Or whenever we get a correct letter on one of the pillars, it's going to sink down or something.
Do these pillars not touch the ceiling?
They go all the way up. All the way up to the ceiling. It's about 40 feet tall total.
So I'm going to try one of our answers. I'm going to...
Like spell the elven word for temple along the base of the.
Did anyone try Willow?
No. Try Willow.
Perry's still standing at the table, and he hears you guys talk. Grabs a quill and scribbles in the word willow. There's no change.
Okay, I'm going to try spelling temple in Elven with the bottom layer of the pillars.
How are you doing this? The pillars, it rotates around on itself, and there's just there's like a number of symbols on each kind of face. So you can rotate it.
Here's the
but
thing.
You'll get like one letter facing a direction by rotating it.
I want the correct letter in my head to face inwards, to the center.
Like further into the room.
Yeah.
On the inside of the room. So the beginning of the word. What word are you trying to spell?
Temple.
Temple.
And so you want the T or the E? How do you want it? Which letter?
So where I am now, it'd be like the T inwards.
Okay, so you rotate the pillar. It moves quite simply. It feels like if it was modern technology, it'd be like on ball bearings or something like that, because it seems to rotate pretty simply around its base, and you rotate it till you've got the elven symbol for T facing inwards.
Oh, so it is on the first thing. Okay, I'm going to move up and see if the second letter's up.
Yeah, like each thing has like large sections of the alphabet on it. Not the entire alphabet, but at least half. So It's pretty easy to find the letters you're looking for.
Okay, so I'm going to do it so they're all facing in. So TEMPLE. Right. But I'm guessing it's not quite the same word in Elven, maybe, and it might fill out the...
for the sake of simplicity, we'll say that the number of...
It's the same. Shit, so we're looking for an 8-letter word. That's 9. Fuck. One house is covered with a veil like a secret box. A house based on a foundation like the sky. A house one has covered with a veil like a secret box. A house sat on a box like a goose. One enters it blind, one enters it seeing.
One leaves it seeing.
Leaves it seeing. Leaves it seeing.
Perry walks up to one of the untouched pillars and just starts spinning it around.
Well, how many letters are on a pillar?
I'm going to say half of a language.
Okay.
And let's say, just for simplicity's sake, let's say there's the same number of characters, so we're not trying to get all crazy with the conversions here. So
I'm going to try
14.
I'm going to try spelling hospital.
13, 14 letters on each pillar.
And they're all on each like tumbler. Each pillar has 6 tumblers that go up.
Okay, so we've got 6 characters with 13 letters apiece, and we have 8 pillars. So we've got probably a couple million permutations. If we start working now, we can have this done by next year.
So
I'm gonna try
Harry's
hospital.
Just sitting there like a bored kid, just like as it starts slowing down, he hits it again and it starts and speeds it up. As it slowed down, he hits it again and it speeds up.
We just need to brute force this, like modern computer hacking. Just get through.
Well, we could. I've got a couple of things. I got a couple of words I want to try.
Okay.
I want to try hospital, and then I also want to try religion.
Okay. So are you going to enter those along the hospital or religion along the base of all the pillars?
Yeah.
All right. So you go through the word. You go to each pillar, and you know without too much trouble, rotate it into position. You get to the one that Perry's playing with. You kind of have to like slowing down a fan. You have to put your fingers on it, slow it down. He looks a little miffed because he was having fun. As you get to the last pillar, you move it into position, and you stop and just kind of look around the room for a second. And it doesn't seem like much is going on. It seems the same. And then you notice that there seems to be black smoke filtering into the room through the cracks in the pillars. You wait for a second more, and then you see silver smoke start to intertwine with the black smoke, and it all seems to be moving towards the center of the room.
Oh, great.
So every time we get one wrong, we're going to have to fight some sort of smoke monster.
And it just, like, as you guys are standing there, it's just slowly coming in denser and denser. And the black smoke and the silver smoke seems to be kind of swirling around in the center of the room.
That can't be good. I'm guessing that word didn't work. Was that hospital?
That was hospital.
Okay. I'm gonna quickly run around and try and spell religion.
So you trying to push the smoke out of your face as you're going through it. It doesn't seem to bother you too much, though. You rotate all the pillars again. Get to the last one, crank it into position, and as you do, you see the black smoke just all of a sudden it gets denser and it starts to swirl into a form, and you see what looks like the immense form of like a humanoid shape hovering off the ground with this black smoke swirling around it, and a like really, really large silver like greatsword in its hand. And it's just swirling. The smoke is swirling around in the center of the room, and it seems to be coming out of this form. And I need everybody to roll initiative.
Oh, no.
Where did I put my character sheet?
Tog, don't fuck it up this time.
I did it this time.
First time for everything.
I know. Tog is learning.
Bollocks, 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 bollocks. I was hoping to do this without a combat.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
What the shit is that?
I used the token from the Wraith because I couldn't find a good analog for what I was using. But basically what you see is there's like a plane hovering off the ground of this swirling black smoke, and then this humanoid form rising up out of it.
Good.
And it seems to like fill it's larger than the statue that it's like obscuring right now. It's fucking
guys, it's larger than my largest AoE attack.
Oh god, we're doing
AO all of its
Dog, why do you not have
then
health?
none of your AoE should miss then, will it?
What, Mitch?
Dog, you should have full health.
Oh, okay.
Can you give me sight so I can see what's going on instead of looking at
I'm
black
sorry.
screen?
Yeah, hang on a sec.
Oh yeah.
I mean, you could put the stream on.
Well, then I'm behind on everything.
That's true.
Represents character. Okay, so you can see everything because you're it
Awesome.
now. Can you see everything?
Yep. Yeah, I can.
So now on my screen it says Sir Hadrian Astor under this monster's name, but that's not him. That's just so he can see. I gotta put Perry's in.
Chris will just be playing all the NPCs now.
Alrighty, let's see here.
I don't want to play as Tog's old character.
You're gonna play it, but you're gonna like it.
Perry rolled badly. This guy rolled badly as well.
Good.
All right. Wrong side. Okay. So this thing, you see this monstrosity swirl into being in the center of the room, and Artlox, it's your turn.
I'm thinking shock and awe is a good idea right now.
You always think shock and awe is a good idea.
I am gonna cast Hypnotic Pattern centered on the center of the creature.
Okay. And I need to make a saving throw on that.
Mm-hmm.
All right, what's the DC?
15.
Okay, so you quickly cast hypnotic pattern centered on the center of the room where you see the swirling smoke monster, for lack of a better term, and it doesn't seem to have any effect on it.
Oh, swirling smoke monster. Why are we on the island?
And as a bonus action, I'm gonna give my good friend Coswin a bardic inspiration, combat inspiration.
All right, so
1d8 now, lol. Let's go.
Well, you got some inspiration.
If it comes down to it, we can hide behind the elderly elf.
He's still just standing there.
Yeah, I know.
He stands there like a
All right,
stone wall.
are you moving at all?
I'm gonna then move back to this first pillar.
Well, they did say it was a trial. Maybe it's a trial by combat.
Yeah, if you're too stupid.
All right, so it is now.
So I'm gonna
Rebecca's
work
turn.
with chat to try and solve the puzzle while everyone else fights.
I'm a little late for that, Mitch.
I'm gonna run away from it.
So what is Artlox doing? Just, hold on, let me consult with the voices in my head.
Let me consult the bones. He kneels down and just throws them across the ground.
The bones.
Rebecca.
I'm going to cast Eldritch Blast on it.
Okay.
Kind of a one-trick pony, aren't you?
It's all I got, man.
So a beam of crackling energy streaks towards the target within range. Make a ranged spell attack. Okay, you see Rebecca conjures a beam of energy that shoots out of her. Do you have a focus, or are you
Yes,
just shooting it out of your hands?
I have a focus.
Which is?
It is a book.
Okay.
But I do, for logic's sake, yes, I use my hand.
Okay, so this beam of energy fires out of Rebecca directly at the monster. You can see that the smoke kind of dissipates as a force of impact on the great beast. But that's all you see. Roll for damage. You hit it. Okay, 7 force damage.
What level is Eldritch Blast?
Currently it's a cantrip. I'm
All right.
All right.
actually no, because now that have we had a chance to rest?
No.
Oh.
No problem.
Okay then. Nope. Never
You
mind.
guys, you've rested, but you haven't had a chance to level.
Okay, never mind then.
All right, Coswin.
Right. So, there was nothing important underneath that thing, right?
There's the basins right there.
All right.
Then it's right next to the statue.
Nothing important to me.
Nothing of value will be lost.
Well, that's a pretty broad category. I mean,
So we're gonna spend a sorcery point, and I'm going to twin a fireball on top of the creature. So that's 2 fireballs on the creature.
Okay.
They need
Just
to
nuke
make
the thing.
a. Well, hold on.
DC 15.
DC 15 on both.
Okay. So Coswin fires 2 bolts of flaming energy at the beast. They slam into the swirling smoke, detonating, and for just a moment, right after each other, for a moment you lose sight of the swirling mass. As the flames fade, can't say that correctly. you see the smoke swirl back into the form, and the monster just looks at Coswin, and it gives like a voiceless. Like you see it, like, but no sound comes out of it.
Right. Okay. Another sorcery point. Quicken spell of mirror image on myself.
Mirror image on yourself. That's a lot. Those fire pulse do a lot of fucking damage.
Oh yeah, they do.
All right, so you got mirror image. Let me just.
It's a level 3 combat spell. Of course, it does a lot of damage.
See what's a good symbol for mirror image? That's a shield. Fireball.
A mirror.
I'm looking. There's a snail.
It's not.
No, because that would mean he's slowed.
Just gonna give you an eyeball. Okay, Coswin, anything else?
Nah, I'm good. That's good.
All right, so now this thing is going to move towards Tyburn, and it just takes its massive, great silver sword. It comes.
I don't want it.
Him.
I don't want it.
You're gonna get it.
Come on, Tyburn, tank it.
I don't want it. 17.
Misses. You do duck out of the way of its tack, and it just right past you. Now it's Tyburn's turn.
Sacred Flame. Die! DC 14. Dex save.
14. Okay. Damage.
Hot damn. It never hits the first time. I'm so jazzed.
Jazzed.
The spell works.
All right, Grandpa.
You see just this. You see this little light just flare inside the smoke, and you can see the smoke just like puff out for a second, then coalesce back into its form.
As a free action, I'm going to go ahead and go.
Go away! Go away!
As you do that, you can actually see the little bit of the black smoke just like like a helicopter going through smoke at a combat zone, which just swirls back around. Yeah.
So
what
you're saying is we need like 70 industrial-sized fans and we'd win this fight.
Perry's turn.
I get a HEPA air filter and put it on max.
Perry's gonna run up to the thing right over here. That's about where he can go and still be within. Oop, nope, he was right there. He's right there. Okay, that's fine. That works. Okay, so Perry comes up to the thing, wielding nudge, makes his 2 attacks. Where'd my d20 go? Makes his 2 attack. You can see the mace come down and boom, and it seems to like just right through the smoke and slam into the ground. He goes again sideways. You can see the mace just right through the middle of it. Doesn't seem to have done any damage.
It might not be able to attack us.
That's Perry's turn. Artlocks.
Well, it attacked me.
It tried to.
Did it do damage?
It didn't do damage.
Then again, it might not have hit.
Yeah.
Feel like this great sword could probably cleave me.
A house based on a foundation like the sky. What's like the sky?
I used my action to guess.
Okay, Artlux. We need to start talking about you thinking things through. What happens if you guess wrong again and another one spawns?
That's very true.
We just get more and more of them.
Well, we can ask that question once we have or have not dealt with this thing.
Exactly.
Okay, I'm gonna...
We don't want to have another 9/11 tower.
If I'm
we
in
had
range,
last
that
session.
is. I don't think I am, and I don't think I've hit.
Huh. Okay, that escalated a little bit.
Okay, so you throw the javelin,
And whiff.
and you just see the thing just right past the thing, but the crackling energy, which just barely goes past Tyburn, does hit Perry.
Hit parry?
10 feet wide. Well, yeah, actually, no, it's 10 feet wide. I said it was 10 feet wide, right? Not 10 feet radius.
Yeah.
All right, no, then no, it wouldn't hit him. So that's you throw the javelin, it transforms into that bolt of lightning and just right past everybody, and then the javelin clinks to the ground at the back of the room.
Physical attacks are going to hurt this thing, if at all, ever.
Well, that's why
Well,
I
also
took the
he rolled a
javelin
4.
that turns into a giant piece of lightning.
But you rolled a 4.
Yeah.
Right, but the javelin is still a physical object that goes.
Yeah, but the lightning might hit it.
I mean, he still rolled a 4.
Exactly.
Well, yeah, maybe it will work. Well, we don't know yet. Nobody's actually gotten a good roll yet.
I'm gonna then use Bane on the creature. Oh no, I can't do that as an action. Sorry, I thought it said bonus action. Never mind. Okay. I am my turn.
All right. Tog.
Okay. So, first off, I'm going to move a little bit away from Coswin, since Coswin seems to have teed it off a little bit.
Who knows? He might have slight ethereal music play from him, or start. Who knows what'll happen?
Maybe that's the key to the room.
That's why I'm off right now. I need my battle music to start up.
Alright.
How many times did you got that?
I don't know.
A lot. 3 or 4, maybe more.
I just started fighting. Flight of the Butterflies starts off.
You're gonna do
I'm
Witch
going
Bolt?
to cast Witch Bolt on it.
All right, so the crackling beam of energy races out towards the, impacts it, and you can kind of see the dark energies intermingling and crackling off and swirling in the smoke. And damage for that is what? 1d12? You have to
I don't think he has the range.
Make a ranged attack.
Oh,
You have to
Oh,
I
shit.
don't.
Yeah.
I don't think he has the range.
no, you got to get closer. You got to get within at least 30 feet. If it's you can hit it from there.
There we go. Okay.
Okay.
Get within base range.
Okay. So now you got to make a ranged attack. Yep. You just see the
I don't get any
bolt
bonus to that.
enter. Nope. You just see the bolt enter the smoke and it just kind of crackles. To which bolt falters and fails.
Wait, you don't get a. When you're rolling for a magical attack, you use your spell attack bonus as a bonus to whatever you roll.
Why didn't that calculate it?
Because you just rolled a d20.
Yeah.
God damn it, game. God damn it, me.
I'm about to say, didn't you just say roll d20 instead of actually clicking on the link?
I did. Nothing happened. I got to work on it because I screwed something up in it.
Yeah. So
Okay,
it'd be a d20, whatever your spell attack bonus is.
What is your spell attack bonus?
It would be a 15.
It'd be a 15. All right, so you see the bolt of energy slam into the base of the form and just start you see that dark, I'm going to say purple energy crackling into the smoke, and you see it writhing in pain a little bit. Now roll for damage. Correctly, please.
I
All
do.
right, 7 damage.
Yes, and now I'm connected to it.
Yes, you are. All right, Coswin.
Right. I am going to cast Scorching Ray with a. I'm going to twin that, and I'm also going to use Tides of Chaos on it.
Okay.
Oh, God.
So this is going to be towards the creature. This is with advantage. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So advantage on all of them.
You just like a Gatling gun of scorched rays, just you see all these flaming rays of light shoot towards the beast. Roll for damage.
Okay, which ones hit and which ones didn't?
All of them.
All of them hit? Oh. Oh.
Oh, God, the Pyromaniac's out.
Each one slams into the beast, and you see the ray just kind of sink into the smoke, and the beast, every single hit, the beast just writhes around a little bit, and it takes the... Ooh, that's a lot of damage.
Yeah, no, it is.
That's painful.
It's like 6 scorching rays just hit it.
I don't think I've ever hit all of them. It's happening, guys.
Oh, God. That's 56 points of fire damage.
Jesus. I think that's more than I did with the fireball.
close.
Yeah.
Very close, yeah.
That was
One enters it.
that was Tides of Chaos, so 72 on the chart.
Oh, we've had that one before.
I gain resistance to all damage for the next minute.
All right, so
Fuck you, enemies.
the beast kind of, you see the smoke kind of coalesce a little bit as it goes to make another one of its swinging attacks, and it attempts to swing straight through, like horizontally, Tyburn. But it unfortunately misses. Tyburn ducks, and Perry has the instincts to juke out of the way, and it just whiffs right past. This time it makes a swinging attack straight down, and you just see the blade down to the ground right next to you, Tyburn, and then drag across the floor, leaving that silvery smoke behind, and then it comes back up ready for the next attacks coming at it, and just does another one of those like wordless like awkwardly large dislocated jaw like growls at you.
I don't want to play Dark Souls anymore.
Tyburn, it's your turn.
Is there a sign that this thing's actually been hurt by what we've hit it with?
It looks the same as when you started.
I'm gonna cast Shield of Faith on myself and give myself 2 AC.
Shield of Faith for Tyburn. I think there's
I have
a
an
shield
AC,
icon.
AC of 19
Oh, that's a good
now.
one. There we go. That's a good Shield of Faith icon.
Then I'm gonna Sacred Flame again.
All right.
For those who are just joining us, we are fighting some sort of gaseous form that has appeared from...
All right, damage. All right, again, you see that little depth charge explosion of light on the inside of the flame. You see it and then coalesce back to its form. All right, Perry is going to take 2 more swings at the thing with Nudge. All right, you see one of his attacks, he swings it down, and as it goes into the form, you see it kind of his mace slows down as it gets a little bit of a bite on the thing, and then boom, down to the floor all the way through it. He takes another sideways swing. This time the smoke just dissipates out of the way, and then coalesces back together in the center. It's Perry's turn. Artlocks.
I'm still trying to work out the fucking riddle. Have we worked out if this thing's doing and taking damage yet?
Anybody's guess.
Hasn't hit anybody yet.
Teaching. I don't want to be wrong. Right, let's do some support spells. I think I'm just going to go for... Actually, I'm just going to do for the old-fashioned shoot it with my crossbow.
Okay. Grab your crossbow and you just see the arrow just right through it.
Okay. I get... I don't want to mess with the fucking thing again. Right, I'm just gonna end my turn there.
All right.
Just start playing with letters again. What
Yeah.
could go wrong?
I'm just going to spend my action to continue doing 1d12 damage to it.
Okay. Roll for damage. You moving at all?
So far it seems that it's quite happy beating up on, or attempting to beat up on Coswin and, well, not Coswin,
All right. So you see that the witch bolt just kind of crackles around it, in and throughout the flame. All right, Coswin, your turn.
Right. So, let's see here. Well, I think I'm just going to fire a. I mean, I've done enough. I've done 100 damage ish.
I've done enough.
I've done enough. Let you guys get some hits in. So I'm just going to fire a magic missile at it.
Magic missile?
Yep.
Okay.
9 force damage.
Alright, you see your magic missiles just into the smoke and... That's it.
And 15 on the chart. And for the next minute, I regain 5 hit points at the start of each of my turns. So I naturally regain 5 hit points.
Okay. At the start of your turn?
Yeah, at the start of my turn. So
Aren't you at full?
Yeah, I'm at full, so I can start tanking some damage if you want to bring it over here.
Alright, so the beast takes 2 more swings at Tyburn here. Again, just right past it. They're big, ponderous, and slow. And then back the other way. But Tyburn's too quick. They both miss. Brings us to Tyburn.
Take a flame.
Take a flame. All right, damage. Another small pinpoint of light on the inside of the beast, and then collapses back to nothing.
All right.
Barry's going to take some swings. And you see Perry just wailing away with Nudge, and what you see is every once in a while when you see his mace go through it, you see the beast kind of writhe and then coalesce back together, and the mace comes back through the other way, and again it writhes in pain and then coalesces back into its form. Artlocks.
I'm going to sprint over to the table as far as I can. I can move 60 because I'm using my dash. So we can get to about there. Was it there?
Get there. Rebecca.
Hmm.
You didn't have a bonus action, did you?
Who, me?
Yeah.
Yeah, but I'm not using it.
Okay.
Rebecca. This creature does the smoke seem like it's been hurt at all by all of our weaponry?
As you know, blows have been raining down upon it, like, you know, it swirls and kind of writhes in pain.
Has it started to like dissipate at all or anything?
Still looks like fully formed like it did when it came into the room.
Yeah. Alright, for now I guess I'll just keep doing 1d12 damage to it.
You guys keep it distracted. I'm just going to keep trying the riddle.
Okay. Alright, Coswin.
Well, I think let's see here. Another magic missile.
Magic missile. All right, you see the magic missiles just disappear into the black smoke.
$18 on the chart. I grow a long beard made of feathers that remains until you sneeze, at which point the feathers explode out from your face.
All right, then.
All right, it's the smoke monster's turn. That went off the table. All right. Again, 2 big swoop, and then another one down into the ground. But Perry and Tyburn are just dive, duck, dodge, and diving around it, and it just can't land a blow with its great silver sword.
Tyburn either has a negative like to its to hit,
Coswin.
or you're rolling really shitty.
Because if this is a sneeze at the wizard, because if this is a concentration spell by the wizard, the distraction of the feathers might make it go away.
Damage Tyburn. You see that little vroom on the inside, and then collapses back to nothing.
All right.
Perry is still just swinging away with Nudge with all of his might, and you just see with every blow, the monster just like reels back and then forms back together into itself, and then another blow lands and it rises again and then coalesces back into its full self. Artlocks.
I'm gonna continue on my path over to the table.
Okay.
I'm gonna have to use my dash again to get there. Can I write in the book as a bonus action?
Yeah, sure.
Okay. I want to write the word. I'm gonna forget about the 8 letters thing. I want to write school.
Okay.
Anything happen?
So, as you write the word school into the book, you see absolutely nothing happen.
Cool. Yay.
Magical amounts of nothing.
It's like watching the golf ball go into the sand trap.
Oh, fuck! Okay, it is Rebecca's turn.
It's going. Oh, and it's in the bunker.
I guess I'm just gonna keep doing damage to it because I don't have the spell slot to really do anything else.
You continue. Rebecca stands there bored as the beam of energy crackles throughout the smoke.
Just perusing through her book.
Coswin!
Fuck it. Alright, I'm going to, let's see here. I'm going to double move up to next to the creature, and I'm going to try and get its attention.
Just gonna start yelling at it?
We're gonna test a theory.
Okay. What do you do to try to get its attention?
I don't know. I make it look like I'm trying to cast a really big spell or something really dangerous.
Just, a lot of somatic.
I want to try and
do
be
prestidigitation on it. Like,
I'm not sure how much more dangerous. I'm not sure how much more dangerous you can get than like the 6 scorching rays you hit it with. I mean,
I don't have prestidigitation. That's not a spell I get.
oh.
So you're just trying to make yourself look really intimidating.
Yes.
Roll an intimidation check. Okay. All right. So it's this thing's turn now, and you just see Coswin sprint up into the room and start making a big show of force. The thing immediately turns its attention to Coswin. Its blade comes swinging down, but just barely misses Coswin. Another sideways swipe, but it doesn't have purchase.
We're fine, guys.
Tybert, it's your turn.
Sacred Flame.
Damn it, they're fine!
All right.
Hit me!
Damage. You see that little explosion of light inside of its body, and then coalesces back together.
If it couldn't hit me with my 12 AC, then I think we're good.
Perry continues wailing on the thing. One swing just too low, the other one down on the thing, and you see it writhe in pain and then coalesce back together. Artlocks.
S3E05. Doesn't fit. Fuck.
Meanwhile, Perry is Artlocks is consulting.
I'm
the
gonna
dictionary.
Arcana check the
He's
book
doing a
on the
sniper
table to
puzzle.
see if the book's even got any sort of magical vibe to it.
Arcana check. It's an ordinary book.
Yeah, I thought so. So that's literally just for your workings out.
Try whatever you just tried there on the pillars.
Yeah, the word I had doesn't fit the thing, but yeah, people. I'm gonna do a word derivative of that. So I'm gonna run all the way back. So I've got to go back to the first pillar. Is what I'm assuming is the first pillar. Where's 60? 60's there.
You just see Artlocks running back and forth.
And this is when we find out that Elvish is like the Hebrew alphabet, and you write it backwards to what we normally think it is. They write right the left, not left the right.
but Arlux would know that he
Alright.
speaks Elvish.
Becca.
Yeah.
I'm gonna make my way
As a
over.
half elf, you'd think I'd know that.
Making my way over to the creature. I'm gonna prestidigitation and just cast a light puff of air at it.
You're just gonna. Well, prestidigitation doesn't have any physical form.
Yeah, it doesn't. You can create an instantaneous, harmless sensory effect such as a shower of sparks, a puff of wind, faint musical notes, or an odd odor.
Yeah,
So
but
I'm
you
just
can't
going to-
push anything.
So you could.
with that.
I mean, the huff of wind is what you're gonna get from blowing on it like Tyburn did. So that's what you're doing, and you're gonna break your witch bolt.
Yeah, because it seems like weapon damage is not harming
So
it. It also
You just go to the little, and you just see the smoke just kind of like.
interesting.
All right, Coswin.
Try disengaging. See if it gets an attack of opportunity.
Sure, I'll do that. I'll step back 1 square.
You see the blade swing down at you, but it doesn't have purchase.
Okay, I'm gonna go forward 1 square.
Okay.
Then I'm gonna go back 1 square.
You're immune to damage right now, so it's the best way to test it.
Resistant.
Or resistant, yeah, that's what I mean.
You,
And
again, you see
resistant
the
and
blade
heals.
boom down at you. Doesn't have purchase.
Okay, that was 1,
20.
3. That was 20.
Do it again.
Forward 1, then back 1.
Again, the blade comes swinging harmlessly at your direction, but doesn't have purchase.
Guys, I think we're fine. I think we're fine.
It's that or Ben's really whiffing with his rolls today.
It's either that or this
Only
thing is
rolling
really having a bad day. 'Cause
Are you
I'm
going
not hard to
to
hit.
do anything else?
Take a step forward, take a step back.
Fuck it, yeah. No, I'll keep doing that. We're gonna test this theory out. I can heal 5 HP
So
every
you're
turn.
just going to use your dash action to keep trying this.
Yeah, just keep going. So bad.
Yeah, but you're immune to damage still, aren't you?
No, I'm resistant, so I take half damage. But
Oh.
he'd still be able to hit me, is what I'm saying. And back 1.
Nope. Nope.
Forward 1,
Nope.
Back 1.
Nope.
That was 20, so forward 1, back 1.
So,
Didn't roll higher than a 10.
hold on. Do I have a...
All right, it's now this thing's turn. It's gonna move forward after Coswin.
On top of Barry.
Why did I not pick...
And you see that Perry kind of like is half emerged in the smoke now, and it's gonna take 2 swings at Coswin. 9 and a 9. Whiff whiff.
We're fine, guys.
Tyburn.
We're perfectly fine. I'll keep dealing with this thing. You just saw Cosmo that's like stepping forward and stepping back for like 6 seconds straight.
This poor thing's gonna need counseling after we're done with it.
I'm gonna move over
We
here.
should name it.
All right, Bob, you just go through the smoke, and you see it whoom right after you as you just get out of its reach. Not a hit.
I'm just waiting for it to
Casually
act.
said Artlock, so what now?
Do you want me to go along my thinking? As in, do you want to...
It's Perry's turn right now. Perry is inside the smoke, and you could just see this like nudge, like move from the inside of it now, just whiffing through the smoke. Hang on a sec. This is for Perry, and you just see a hammer waving backwards and forwards and up and down. Artlocks, it's your turn.
I'm going to start spelling out learning.
Okay.
L.
L is that?
And that's all I can do with my turn.
Rebecca.
Do you tell us what you're going to spell out?
Yeah.
That's a shame because I can't help you.
You can use your dash and then ask Ben if he'll kindly
true.
let it
Yeah.
be a bonus action too.
You can spin a tumbler as a bonus action. That's
Okay, then I'll set the E.
Somebody
So-
in the chat just said this is the avatar of Magnus Lock.
I just want it that if it ever does actually hit, it does like 7d12 lightning damage or something ridiculous.
Coswin, your turn.
Come on, buddy. Come on, buddy.
So you're gonna do the same thing? Step forward and back 6 times?
Now you're just patronizing it.
Yeah, fuck it. Why not? I'll end up here, by the way. So.
You see it furiously swinging at Coswin as he taunts it by stepping into and out of its reach. It doesn't manage to land a hit.
Oh my
What are we gonna call it? What's its name?
Barry.
Call it
Billy?
All right, it's this thing's turn now, and you could see it kind of turn on into itself and just start like reaching in towards Perry, like where it is inside of its form, and you just see like a hand disappear into the black smoke, and then its own blade just swipe through itself. But you don't hear Perry scream or yell or anything like that.
Get out of
It's
there!
more of an annoyance than anything.
Get out of there!
Wyvern.
I'm a dash over here and bonus action up an A.
Okay.
I'll take care of this, guys. Don't worry.
Perry's just gonna start swiping at the thing again from the inside. You see one like mace head come up and like go through the thing's face, and it kind of reels back, and then you see another one just whiffs right through the thing. It doesn't seem to do anything. It's just sitting there in its full form.
Just hearing shouts of
Art locks.
oaths.
And I end my turn.
Okay. Rebecca.
I'll run up to the next tumbler and I'll tumbler out the next letter.
What letter?
R.
Okay. Coswin.
Fuck it. Is there a way I can put it out of its misery?
This poor thing needs to be put out of its misery. Look at what we're doing to it.
Detect if it's an illusion, maybe.
Oh god, it's just been an illusion this entire time.
Yeah, I'll do an Arcana check. Why not?
What are you trying to suss out?
If this thing is dangerous, is it here? Is this thing dangerous and is it here?
Roll an Arcana check. Fucking illusion.
Yeah, guys, this thing isn't here.
The second you say that, it disappears.
Yeah.
Son of a bitch!
That was a waste of
Spell
perfectly
out.
good spells.
Yep.
The wizard that was left in the hallway steps out into the room, looks up at you guys, and just goes, "That took far longer than it should have."
Okay.
Okay,
Alright.
go sit back in the corridor.
No.
Don't need your sass.
I'm gonna just turn to the wizard and say, well, what do you expect? We're in a place that we've never been before. We don't know what to expect.
It's a waste of perfectly good bardic inspiration, too.
Oh,
I never used it at all.
no, you didn't. That's alright.
He
I
looks
get
at
it
you
back
and
when I
goes,
sleep.
"The test was a trial of wisdom, not of intelligence."
Well, hey, I found it. I got it.
Well, I'm gonna continue trying to spell the thing.
Just out of curiosity, school was the correct answer to that riddle.
Oh,
But
you fucking...
Everything in the room was fake.
Ah.
It's all nonsense.
Ah.
Fucking
Fucking
elves!
Feywild!
Goddamn elves!
With that, you see him just give a slight motion of his hand, and the doors at the other end of the room open up.
I swear.
All right, so
Well, I'm gonna thank the wizard anyway, begrudgingly.
he just kind of folds up his hands, gives you a nod, and starts walking back down the hallway where he came.
Fucking elven wizard bullshittery.
I'm gonna pick up my javelin.
Rebecca is angrily muttering as she
No
walks
wonder I
over the
hit
door.
every. No wonder I hit every scorching ray. It probably had an AC of 2.
What okay, what was happening is every attack that the wizard could see was hitting. Any attack that was cast for somewhere he could not see was going straight through it because he didn't know what was happening. So you hit when you were standing out, and then you backed yourself up against the wall, couldn't see you, and everything was just through it.
Before we leave, I'm going to tickle Coswin's nose until he sneezes.
Oh!
Roll a Constitution check.
It only took you an hour and 20 minutes.
That's gonna be a really bad roll for him. Because I have a fucking great constitution.
Holy shit!
He just he stands there stock still, eye fucks you, and then just strokes his glorious...
What are you doing, Dartmouth?
Trying to get rid of the feather beard.
Alright, so
I got a bet with a bike. Gotta keep it going for 3 days.
what are you guys doing?
I'm
gonna
over at
go
the
through
portal. The doorway.
The doorway.
The doorway. So Rebecca walks up to the doorway, and what you can see is a set of steps that just lead up for quite a ways.
Well, I guess we're getting in our cardio.
Alright, so you guys walk up the steps.
Wait a second. Arcana check. Is this an illusion?
Is this
steps?
also an illusion?
The steps you like gingerly test each one with your toe. It's solid.
No, it like is there it like does it actually go up that high? Like is there any
seems
type
to,
of-
yeah.
How much more bullshit is going to happen in this room?
Fucking Feywild.
You get to the top of the stairs, and it opens up into a small room that itself is open to the sky in the background. Think of that room where Daenerys is in Dragonstone or whatever it is, where it's that room that's just open up to the sky, kind of like that. As you walk up to the edge, what you see is you seem to be standing above the entrance to that temple that you were in before, and there's that large, placid, circular pool right at the base of it.
Would we have to jump into the pool?
Who are you talking to?
Like, just...
Are we above the pool, as in we'd have to jump down into?
Like you're at the top of this cliff, basically, in this room that's open up to the world, basically. And what you could see part of the city arrayed out behind you, people mewing about, and you can see this perfectly circular, placid. It looks perfect, like glass. It's so still. Pool sitting at the bottom of.
Well, they did travel here through that pool.
Now the question is, who's going to test out this portal?
Away!
I will.
Just
Okay.
runs up to the edge and and off and cannonballs off the edge, and you see him plummet down towards the pool, hits the surface, and you see nothing. It doesn't ripple. It doesn't seem to have reacted, but Tyburn's gone.
I mean, I had fly, so I could have probably tested that a little bit safer.
You gotta go.
I guess I drop
Bull,
off after.
let's go. Go
Yep.
hard,
Go.
So who's jumping?
I am.
Being art blocks, I guess.
All right, Roach
Yeah, I'll go.
and Perry. So everybody very tentatively walks up to the edge, takes that final leap off, and as you're plummeting down towards the pool, a good 80 to 100 feet below you, you have that last split-second thought of, was this really good idea? And then you impact the water. You find yourself underwater, all of you, in darkness. And I think we're going to take a little break there because I have to go to the bathroom.
Okay.
I think I'll take the chance as well.
Did we just, like, kill the entire party?
We'll find out after these messages.
Just in time for Star Trek and Starfinder.
Be a shit way for all of there's like 100 episodes to go. Like, the last 2 remaining people from the first season just die because we plummeted underwater from a cliff. We went out like the 2 guys at the beginning of the other guys.
That took no time at all to figure out.
No, just an hour and 20 minutes.
Oh my god.
Okay,
Now
If
I'm
you
back.
haven't noticed, I'm a knight.
Cool. I'm going to very quickly run and grab a drink. I just ran out.
It's fine.
Did you get my
Cranberry
message,
juice.
Ben?
Boop.
I just found a link to a website that does D&D, like paraphernalia and like props and shit. And oh god, I really want some of this stuff. Those pocket spell books, just as a notebook, would be great.
Chris, I'm going to send you the list. This is a physical item you found. So this
Okay.
isn't something you wrote yourself.
What's going on?
Okay.
I was giving Chris a item that is character. I sent it to him on Discord.
Oh, cool.
Okay. Cost one. What's your Constitution modifier?
My modifier?
Yeah.
3.
Tyburn, Constitution modifier.
The modifier is 0.
Artlocks.
1.
And Rebecca.
2.
Okay. We all here?
Yeah.
Yep,
Okay.
it should be.
Oh, 1 second. All right, so you all find yourself cold, wet, underwater, darkness. What do you do?
What do I see? Is what exactly? is
I swim up.
You're underwater. Tyburn, you swim up, and you just run into something solid.
Like, how freezing is the water?
Room temperature,
Okay.
70 to
I
something
cast
degrees.
light.
Tyburn, you cast light. It blares out under the water. You seem to be in the pool you guys dive down into, but there is a stone covering above you.
Oh.
Well, strong people get pushing.
How deep is the pool? Can we see the bottom now with my light?
It's about 6 feet deep.
All right, I make a very
Steps
broad
up
motion
on the sides, so it's shallower by about a foot on the sides.
All right, I make a very broad motion to like waving people out from in front of me, and to add emphasis, I'm putting my staff up in front of me.
Hold on, I can just levitate the thing if we need it.
Tyburn's unconscious.
I'm gonna levitate the thing on
The
top.
light goes out.
I'm gonna cast levitate on it.
Levitate.
I can lift up to 500 pounds of weight with it.
It's a stone slab.
500 pounds.
Have you tried lifting stone? A stone slab that's for like a 6-foot diameter pool.
This thing's this pool's like 30 feet wide.
I don't know how.
Yeah.
Good lord.
Right. All right. Coswin is going to fuck it. If they didn't get out of the way, it's their fault.
So, Artlox, you cast Levit. You bust out your loot, underwater, play a tune, and you could see the thing like shift on its like base a little bit, and you can see like little bits of rock falling down along the edges, but it doesn't go up. Hadrian, you are on the other side of this, and you can see the thing shifting. Artlox, you're unconscious.
All right. So Coswin, before anything else happens, Coswin is going to spend is going to spend a sorcery point. And he's going to cast Fireball twinned at the stone slab.
From underwater.
Stone slab from underwater. Okay. So, did you fire your bolts actually out of your staff, or is it just for the focus? Just out of curiosity.
I mean, it's technically, I guess, out of the staff because that's my focus, but it doesn't really specify between them. But the thing is, they don't start off as fire. They start out as it reads in the description, as small beads of red light until they hit their target. And
that's
then they
pretty
explode.
cool. That's pretty cool. So you see Tyburn's body just like start sinking down towards the bottom. You see Artlox, his loot drop his loot as it floats up a little bit, and then Artlox starts sinking down. You swim towards the center of the pool, float down to the bottom, and vroom, vroom. It looks like they kind of move just a little bit slower in the water, but you watch them as they go up right above your head, and then there's just a shock wave, and you see the center of the stone slab crack, and then the cave in and start just the rock starts sinking down through the water, and you see air above you. Hadrian, you see the rocks in front of you just boom, boom, like blow out for a second, that just collapse in on themselves.
I'm going to move forward to investigate what the hell just happened.
I'm swimming for the surface so that I don't pass out, because I assume I'm partially drowning right now.
You're unconscious.
And I'm unconscious.
I'm going to go up to the top. I'm going to go up to the air.
So you swim up to this surface, breach the surface, and surprisingly still had 3 minutes of air in your lungs.
Seriously? Nobody else had a constitution above a 1?
I have 2. That's why I was able to
holding
stay
breath
awake so
is
long.
1 plus your constitution modifier.
So I was under there for 2 minutes? Oh, wow.
Yep.
You just fucking made it, Coswin.
Yeah.
Well, we're all drowning, so help us.
So
I take a breath. I take a breath, and then I go back down, and I go for her.
You just ignore Hadrian, who's just like, what the fuck?
Yeah, he's just standing there. There's one man in the room with you.
You just look at him one moment.
Coswin's not paying attention.
Do I see any bodies other than Costwin in the
you
pool
can see some bodies floating in there, yeah.
Alright, well then I will dive in after one of them. It does not going to be picky.
You immediately realize that was probably a really bad idea, having been wearing heavy armor, sink directly to the bottom.
And thus Sir Hadrian drowned.
What's your constitution modifier?
It is 3.
Oh, okay, you're okay. We'll just leave you down there for a few minutes while we figure out what's going on.
So, Coswin, you pull Artlox out and drape him over the side. What are you doing now? You saw a man in full armor just dive in and then just boom right to the bottom.
Wait, how deep is it?
Right.
6 feet.
Okay, so can I just stand up and pick one of them up and just walk towards the side since I'm 6'3"?
So you can
His
get
head's just out the top of
you
the
can get your
water.
forehead out of the water.
Right. Pick someone up.
Said
and
the
just walk
edges were
towards the
shallower,
steps.
so he could
You
just
said
take
shallow-
a couple of steps.
Yeah. So who do you want to grab?
Whoever I see is closest.
Tyburn
I'm
would
not
be closest.
Okay, then Tyburn.
So you grab Tyburn and you just you like the water's like right up to your eyeballs and you get up to the edge and take that one step up. So you're only underwater for like 20-30 seconds. You throw Tyburn's body over. Cosman, you going in for Rebecca?
That's his wild magic roll.
Yeah, just
You've
realized,
randomly cast fly on a creature.
Oh God. Okay. Well, roll.
Whoever's left in the
6.
water.
Who you casting fly on?
You have to work it out, Ben. It's random
Yeah, it's
creature
random.
within 60 feet of you, so it could be any of us.
So
Okay, well, at the time that happened, there were 2 people conscious. You're flying, Coswin.
No, it can't be me. It has to be on another.
It has to be
No, it's Sir
someone else.
Hadrian. It's Sir Hadrian then.
The
So
fuck is
Hadrian,
going on?
you jump in the water, sink to the bottom. You feel this interesting tingling sensation overtake your body. You pick up Tyburn and Superman him out of the pool. All right, so anybody going in? Is anybody going to go back in for Rebecca?
I think we got everybody, right? I think we got
No,
everybody.
Rebecca's unconscious body is still floating.
Yeah, we got everybody.
Well, I will go back in after.
So Hadrian
seeing that
just
there's a
again
box.
with his newfound flying ability goes back in, retrieves Rebecca. Tyburn, Artlocks, and Rebecca are all unconscious, but alive. Hadrian and Coswin are standing there. Coswin, you look around and you realize you are in a room, which seems to be the walls seem to be laid with display cases that contain various items, and there is a very large man wearing full armor standing there who's just flew around and saved Tyburn.
What about Parry? Where's Parry?
Oh fuck, I forgot about Perry. Well, let's see.
He's
God
still
damn it.
in the realm.
Parry's still just looking at the pool of water on the other side.
He's just
like,
on the other side looking. Then what happens is you guys see Perry materialize at the bottom of the pool, and he just kind of looks around and whoop, 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 up to the surface and just bobbing there with his head above the surface. You go, what's up, guys? What happened to them?
So what happened was the like Perry's a character in an MMO, and he gets ready to jump, but then lags back onto the thing.
Yeah, he got up into the air and then whoop, went back to the edge.
oh, he's rubber banding.
All right,
Well,
who's doing what?
I recognize Rebecca because I traveled with her for a ways.
She's unconscious.
is unconscious.
Right.
I'm kind of glad nobody had a negative constitution because you would have been like drowned after a few seconds.
Uh,
Still help you
I'm
come
gonna
across the tunnel.
ask Coswin. Well, I don't know his name. Ask the guy in robes what his name is and who these people are, and why they're traveling with Rebecca.
Okay, who are you? What is your name, and why are you here?
My name is Sir Hadrian Astor.
A/S/L.
I'm on leave from the siege of Ostia, and I was just visiting this nice museum in Beneventum.
Hang on 1 second. I forgot something. Coswin, Tyburn, Rebecca, and Perry all need to make a check for me real quick. Just give me a sec. So I can figure out what the DC was.
What is that? Artlocks or Mitch?
Just no.
Bob said
No.
ASL.
All right, I need.
Is that north or
everybody-
south?
I need Coswin, Tyburn, Rebecca, and Perry all need to make a Wisdom saving throw.
Oh, we're gonna forget about the Feywild.
Coswin, Rebecca, and Perry, you all have absolutely no memory of your time in the Feywild. Tybern, you remember it. Artlox, you remember it. Coswin, Rebecca, and Perry have zero recollection of what happened in the Feywild. There's like faint, faint, those...
comes to us in a dream.
No, it's more like deja vu feeling every once in a while. But other than that, Tybern and Artlox maintain their full memories, though.
Am I awake?
So, no, you're unconscious because Coswin and Hadrian are arguing.
Oh, okay.
Nobody's trying to wake us up.
So from everybody, so from Coswin, Perry, and Rebecca's point of view, they went into the portal at the top of the tower and came out.
Well, no, to me, what happened was I was blasted forward into a portal, and then I ended up in the middle of a pool of water with a stone cap on it.
Yeah.
So the last words I've ever said were, with my last breath, I curse all of you!
Do I naturally come round? Yeah, at all.
No, you're unconscious. Without some intervention, nobody who's unconscious is coming back.
Is Perry unconscious?
No, he's fine.
No, Perry, get them up.
He's in the water, just kind of like treading water, just like. How'd we get here?
I don't know. I think I got pushed forward through the port. Get in! Okay. Get them up!
He swims over to the edge, goes over to Tybern, and he's going to use Lay on Hand. So Tybern, you're up.
All right, take a look around. What do I see?
You see unconscious Artlox. You see unconscious Rebecca. Your last memories were the furious fight and the collapsing tower as you went through the portal. You walked through it, and you were underwater.
No, my last memory was diving.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Cannonballing into the thing.
Yeah, I'm sorry. You succeeded your saving throw there. So yeah, you went through the portal. You were underwater for about a minute, and then you went unconscious and woke up here with Perry laying his hands on you.
Oh my!
Stop touching me. I'm gonna get Artlox.
He lays his hands on you, and you open your eyes to Perry plugging your nose and going in from mouth to mouth.
I just kind of put my hand up, just very slowly. No.
No.
I'm gonna healing word up Artlox.
All right.
Spaghetti monster.
So Artlox, you wake up all of a sudden. And Perry's there, helping up
a
Tybern.
shirtless Tybern, ready to give you mouth to mouth.
He's oiling himself up.
Is he the security officer from that Star Trek game he played?
Jeff.
Oh my god, what was that guy's name?
Jeff.
Jeff.
Artlock's just letting out a scream.
Jeff, the old security officer.
Jeff was badass. He just like pounced 3 Cardassians.
Oh yeah.
Like, what up?
He just went over there and was like, ha ha!
With a pre-torn shirt.
Yeah.
I guess we got back to the Feywild
when
then.
he realized he was going down, he pre-tore his shirt and oiled up his pecs.
I guess we got back from the Feywild then.
What?
Yeah.
The Feywild.
You guys are in a room. The only other person in it is Sir Hadrian. There is the pool in the center with its blasted stone cap settled down in the center, kind of like off-kilter at angles on the edges. The pool seems to be identical to the one you guys dove into. Along the walls, there what look like display cases.
Where are we? I'm turning to the one person that's not a member of the party.
Because I don't remember if I told you this. You guys are in the Museum of the Ancient Beneventum.
I thought we were going to be in Beneventum. Oh, bollocks.
Is still unconscious.
Who are you?
As I was saying before, my name is Sir Hadrian Astor. Who are you?
My name is Sir Artlox Allendale.
Have you been knighted?
As in the Count of Rend?
Yeah, he got knighted.
As in the Count of Rend.
I've been looking for you.
Well, funny that I've been
You have lots of debts to pay.
We met. Yeah, we got lost in another dimension for a while. I'm sorry.
When did that happen?
Just
Plus,
a moment
do you
ago.
really not remember the Feywild?
No, I've
Okay.
never been there.
Would
It's
I-
dangerous there.
Would I know that he would have lost his memory, possibly lost his memory from the Feywild?
All I remember is you being a fucking asshole and destroying the tower.
Being of Fey blood ancestry.
Yeah, I would say due to your Fey ancestry that memory loss on planar travel to the Feywild is a noted side effect.
I explained that to Coswin.
I travel the planes all the time. Most of the time against my will. All right? I've never lost memory before.
Yeah, but have you ever been to the Feywild before?
Maybe.
There you go, then.
I can tell you for sure you've been there now.
Possibly, I don't know.
We've been there for 4 days. Or 4 days of all.
Listen, if I had been gone for 4 days, one, I would have gotten my spells back, and my spells are gone. So, like we just left that fight. So I don't know what you're talking about.
We had an incident. Sir Hadrian, what
Oh,
is
so
the
now
date?
we had a fight. Okay.
What's the date?
It would be middle of June, 972.
Right.
June?
Middle of
June?
June, yes.
My dads!
Shit.
It's the middle of summer.
The debt!
We've missed winter. We left in October.
You said to your people you'd be back. You never came back.
I mean, when I visited, some elven guy said you were sick and weren't taking visitors.
Oh,
For 3 months.
Well, after that, I came back to Beneventum to do some research and then joined the army marching south to siege Ostia.
Siege Ostia? Okay. Okay, what's going on? Tell
Well-
me, why is there a siege of Ostia? What?
Edmund, with an army from Beneventum and a few other cities, have marched south, have completely surrounded Ostia, and are currently building siege towers.
But wait, Edmund's dead.
Edmund's a vampire.
Or a werewolf. We never really figured that one out.
Vampire. By the puff of black smoke, we went with vampire. He started flying. Werewolves don't fly. If werewolves fly, this is a horrible
Unless it was
universe, and I want to
a
leave.
werehawk.
Werehawk.
Last time I saw him, he looked
Lycanthropy takes many
normal
forms.
self.
Is anyone going to wake up Rebecca?
Nah, she'll be fine.
Perry's gonna go over there and start doing CPR.
I need to get back to Rend. I need to get back to Rend.
Lox is having an emotional breakdown.
Well, the
My
last time I was
dads!
at Ren,
My
they were
dads!
doing well. I said the last time I saw Ren, they were doing well because of the trade between the armies and Karna.
And
They were-
they were
They were doing well.
The armies in Pedimenta needs a lot of supply.
Well, I'm fine with that, but I've got some money to drop off. I've got some
All right.
some
At this
guards
point,
to
you
pay
see-
off that have been on there for an extra 4 months.
You see an elderly
gone.
gentleman run into the room. He seems to be carrying like a couple books in his arms, and he just looks around and goes, What's going on?"
We just came from the Feywild. Why'd you put a lock on the door?
He just looks at you confused and starts like backing out of the room.
Someone's answering for this door!
I probably wouldn't have opened up with "We came from the Feywild." I mean,
We came from another
You see,
dimension.
he starts backpedaling like a little bit faster.
Lox, I think you pulled an Aquilus right there.
No, that's,
May I
that is
suggest-
drops
the
his book on the
emotional
ground.
state of Artlocks right now.
You see, he drops the books he's carrying on the ground, and he starts running away.
Am I up now with Perry?
You hear him start screaming, "Guards! Guards!"
Well, that went perfectly good.
Just so you know, guys, I shouldn't be in Beneventum.
Oh, yeah, here's the invisibility cloak.
The ripped up one?
Yeah.
It's now also damp.
It was in the bag.
So you reach into your bag of holding, and a dry but tattered cloak and you throw it over Coswin.
Has Perry?
So Coswin's not
Yeah,
like
Perry,
crawl after
you
us.
wake up with a cough to Perry performing mouth to mouth.
I slap him. She just slaps him across the face.
Okay.
Because what the fuck is going on? What are you?
May I suggest you leave?
Does Rebecca keep her memory or not?
No. She backs up against the the edge of the stone thingamabobber that was covering the thing, and just stares at Perry, terrified.
I explained to Rebecca what happened, that we were in the Feywild. You might not remember it. That is a side effect of the Feywild. And the water was a portal, and we came up through it, and we got trapped underneath that giant stone roof that was put on it. And yeah, you're okay now, though. We're in Benevento.
May I suggest we leave?
I'm with Sir
Since
Hadrian.
you've
So
started quite a
Perry wasn't doing
stir.
something stupid. Okay. I cast prestidigitation on myself and dry myself off.
So Rebecca just dries off her clothes.
I stand up. I look at Perry. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. That was just a little bit of a startling thing. Forgive me for hitting you across the face.
Again, I forcefully suggest we should go.
Yeah, no, I'm with you. Let's go.
Sir Hadrian. Oh, you're. Wait, where are we?
We can talk about this later. Let's go.
Okay. So you guys start making your way out of the room you're in.
Yeah.
Yes?
Yeah.
Would I recognize this place at all?
Would your character have been to this museum
I
before?
have been to Beneventum.
As we're leaving, I will.
It's like the Met. It's a pretty popular attraction.
Okay. So I might have been here. I mean, I came to Beneventum mostly for work.
I will let him know where we are.
I'm gonna ask Sir Hadrian, who is sieging Ostia? Maleventum.
Maleventum, Sylvium, and Vigilum?
So the northern states, okay.
Uh-huh.
And who heads the army?
As I said, Lord Edmund and a dwarf that I have not yet met.
A dwarf.
A dwarf. Borkvard.
Vampires. Borkvard got bit before we
Yeah.
Yep. It's a vampire cult. We gotta kill Borkvard. We gotta kill him.
So you guys are you're walking through. Rebecca is the only one who's dry right now, and your shoes are sloshing.
Also,
I'm gonna
Ben, I want to.
prestidigitation myself dry as well.
Wherever we are in Beneventum, I very firmly stick and try and guide people around the that boarding school. You know, the Cosmo was in. So stay as far away from that as possible.
Okay. So you guys make your way out of this side chamber that you're in, and into the kind of like a main gallery. You see a lot of people mewing about. There seems to be some tour guides with groups of like small children talking about various statues that they're standing in front of and weapons and things like that. You guys, nobody really notices you at first until you start sloshing across the this very large chamber, which kind of echoes, leaving these wet footprints behind you. And then you start catching a couple glances from people as you make your way across.
But I'm dry now. Can I use?
Me and Artlock's are the
Can I
only
use my
clean one.
prestidigitation to dry the others off?
Yeah, I'm gonna.
In the middle of this room?
Yeah, it's
Yes.
just
Yeah.
Yes, do it right here.
Wait.
before
I'm
you
not
do
registered
anything.
here yet, am I?
I'm legally registered.
You do it.
I'll do it.
So Rebecca, you look at the group and how
Disheveled they are.
conspicuous they are, dripping wet like this. You quickly pull the wet ones aside and prestidigitation and dry off all their clothes and kind of smooth out their shoulders a little bit. And they're like, okay, you look good now. And then you guys have drawn a lot of attention, having been casting spells in the middle of this chamber filled with like tourists and school children.
Well,
What are you guys doing?
let's just leave.
Where's the man that was screaming for guards that ran out of
You
here?
saw him. You saw him run away, and you haven't seen him again.
Let's go.
Let's go.
Yep,
Door.
I don't need to see him again.
Nearest door.
Okay, you guys make your way to following the signs towards the exit of the museum. You guys make your way through several exhibits filled with statues, arms, and armor, some magical items under locked displayed cases and things like that. Out of the front of the building, which seems to have been constructed in like right up against the side of this large sheer cliff that's been carved off the side of a mountain or side of a large hill. There's white stone steps that lead down in front of you. You guys go down the steps, look behind you. There's this great you can see this great building, and it's labeled as the Museum of the Ancients. At that, you see the older man in the white robes appear at the top of the steps while you guys are at the bottom, followed by a couple what looks like city guardsmen.
Is my horse nearby?
In the city? No, it would have been left outside.
Okay. I'm just going to turn around and just walk.
Just calmly.
Just
trying to be inconspicuous.
We're meant to be here. We're meant to be here.
Yeah, just
Grabbing-
be here walking. I'll slightly look a little bit more dignified. I'm a count after all.
Okay, so you guys all just kind of smooth out your clothing and try to look inconspicuous as you're walking away from the building. You hear a little yell behind you and what sounds like the running footsteps.
Looking back at the...
No, don't look back. Keep going.
Rebecca looks back. You see the guards like full-on huffing it down the stairs in your direction.
I'm just gonna keep going.
Yeah, I shrug. Turn.
Some of us are protected by our titles.
Yeah,
some of us might have open warrants, Artlocks.
Some of us aren't legally
in front of you is the city of Beneventum. It seems to be built up against the coastline, and it encompasses several large hills. Each large hill seems to be topped with a very prominent structure. One of them is even a very large statue, possibly 60 feet tall, on the top of the hill, made out of what looks like solid gold gleaming in the summer sun. And there is a packed city in front of you, multiple roads that seem to not follow a straight grid line, and large crowds of people going about their day. You can hear the footsteps of the guards quickly approaching from behind you.
I've never been to Beneventum.
As you say that, you feel a hand grasp your shoulder and pull you around. There's two guardsmen standing in front of you. They wear a breastplate with like chainmail accessories along the shoulders and the bottom. They carry spears and long spears and long swords that are sheathed. And he spins you around and goes, "Oh, you're not going anywhere." So,
do you know who I am?
Do I know who you are? I don't give a shit who you are.
My name is Sir Arthur. I am
desecrated.
Count of Rend. Now,
You could be High King Omen for all I care. You just desecrated a museum.
Are museums hallowed ground?
He looks at you. Shut up.
It just bristles at him. Just
Tog, if you walk into the lube and
okay,
crash an
I've got
exhibit,
this
there'd be
covered,
questions.
guys. I've got this covered. I'm gonna tell the guy that he is going to turn, walk away, and forget that this ever happened because I'm casting suggestion.
Okay.
You're gonna magic
Jedi mind trick him.
You don't need to see his identification.
These are not the looters you're looking for. He looks at you.
About his business.
Is there a saving throw? The target makes a wisdom saving throw. Okay,
Yeah.
what's the DC?
15.
It's pretty good. All right, he looks at you up. He looks at you up and down for a second. And he just goes, "I don't think you're the interlopers I'm looking for." And he just like awkwardly turns around and starts marching back up the steps. The other guard is just sitting there like. And the other one turns back towards you and goes, "What did you just do?"
I look at him.
I'm pretty sure that he just realized what a mistake he'd made with Do you want?
He looks you up and down for a second and goes, "Well, actually, make a persuasion check."
I can do that.
He looks at you for a second and goes, "Let me see your registration."
Wait, hold on.
How many of those you got?
Um,
How many suggestions you got?
Arthur, I'm looking at Coswin. Arthur, hand the man my registration.
He turns to you, Coswin.
I'm gonna fucking kill you, Arnold.
Like you forgot it. Act like you forgot it.
Coswin wouldn't know this. Coswin wouldn't know that. Coswin
I'm giving you a look of just play along. Just play
He's
along.
like, I fucking you really hard, like.
Oh, the registration. Yeah. One moment. They're gonna go into start.
Bomb.
Start grabbing into the backpack and start looking.
Excuse me, officer.
I'm not seeing it. I don't. I think I might have forgotten it.
I reach out. Ben, I reach out and like gently tap the officer's shoulder.
He reacts like very like warily.
No, I'm sorry, sir. This gentleman here, he works for me.
Who?
The two gentlemen here. I'm a registered magic user with the state.
I'm gonna have to see all of your papers right now.
I pull out my registration and hand it to him.
He looks over at yours, and then he looks at Art Locks and Coswin right now.
You see, they are apprentices. They're not formally registered yet.
If they have magical capabilities, they are registered with the state. If they are not registered, they are breaking the law.
I do not have magical capabilities, sir. I don't know where you got that from.
This guy right here just told me you were an apprentice of his, and he is a registered magical user. Where are your papers?
That woman and that man don't know me, sir.
He comes up to you for a second and goes, he kind of puts his hand on your shoulder and goes, "Are you okay? Have they done anything to
you?" They touched me.
Blink. He says, "Blink twice, old man, if you need my help."
What are your suggestion on this guy? We're just telling him the same thing. Everything's fine. Go back to what you were doing before.
We all have our papers.
We all have our papers.
Coswin is not being...
You don't need to see our papers.
So you cast Suggestion again?
Yeah.
Can you drop? Good girl.
That's not how Suggestion works.
And so you see him blink for a couple seconds. He takes a step back from Coswin and he goes, "Well, I guess your papers are all right, but you did still desecrate this temple."
How much money would it be required to replace?
No! We don't have money.
Don't say the money word.
He looks at you up and down and he goes, "That's going to be up to the magistrates."
I don't think we need to talk to the magistrates. I think like your friend up there, he walked away because he knew that we couldn't possibly. Do I look like I could possibly destroy a stone tablet? Or whatever it was.
He looks at you for a second and goes, "How did you know the stone tablet was destroyed?"
Is it a tablet? I'm not sure.
There was a
man.
Sure. A man left the room screaming about some stone tablet being destroyed.
Yeah.
Actually, the guard looks at you and goes, "He came screaming for guards."
Yes, that the stone tablet was destroyed. He was quite
narrows
strong.
his eyes at you guys. He grabs his longsword and he starts drawing it out.
I don't think that's necessary, sir.
Hang on.
That's necessary.
Hang on.
Burn up your spell slots. Burn them up.
Everything is fine. There is no need to further investigate. I cast Suggestion on him also.
Let's do this one. Let's actually do everything with this one.
What are you suggesting that he do?
I'm suggesting that we are not the right people.
And he goes back to work.
And he goes back.
All right.
DC 15.
DC 15.
We are not the droids you are looking for.
You see him put resheath the sword. He goes, "All right then, be on your way."
Thank you, officer. You have a wonderful day.
Hey, Jordan.
Kind of gives you a really like narrow look through his eyes and just watches you guys.
Smiles warmly, waves, walks away.
All right, what are you guys doing?
I'm gonna guide the party out of Beneventum.
Okay,
Adrian
so
is going to get us out of the city before we break any
guide
museums.
you
Get
guide
away from the
the
cover.
party through like side streets, avoiding the main thoroughways, towards the walls of the city. You can see the walls of the cities are like kind of short and squat, but very, very thick, dotted with square guard towers that jut out from the front. You can see that they are all manned with people there, people who are dressed very similar to the guards you just had interactions with. Spears, long swords, breastplates with chainmail. You go through the massive gatehouse, and you can see that the walls are easily 15 feet thick at a minimum to the outside of the city, where there is a livery stable where the Sir Hadrian's horse is tied.
I left my horse back at Ren, didn't I?
Nobody brought their horses with them.
Yeah, like
Right. Well, seeing as Artlox is a fairly important person, I will take him with me on Princess my horse.
So
To the sea,
Hadrian would
to
like you to
Edmund.
ride bitch, Artlox.
Yes,
Where are you taking me to?
to Edmund, who's in charge of the siege of
Ostia
Ostia.
first?
Sure.
I'd rather make sure it's not on fire.
I was sent that I was originally meant to help you, so yes, we can go to Rend. However, before this, why don't you have papers?
I'm not from
You
here.
don't need to know why we have papers. And
I'll just tell it. I'll be honest.
you suggested on
I have.
you just saw what we did. You really want to go down this road?
Well, how many months has it been now? I've only been in this.
That guy, FYI, that guy rolled a
like-
14 on his saving throw.
I've only been in this area for
6 months.
6 months, possibly. I'm from a different continent. Well, not continent, nation.
Same continent, different like state, basically. Different nation state.
It's from the south.
Yeah.
And yet you're a
He's
count?
Southern. You gotta forgive him. He's Southern. They grew up differently now.
A lot has happened. I'll tell you when we have more time.
Obviously.
Now, I just want to know: has Edmund shown any beautiful women that seem to have their blood gone by the end of the night? Anything like holes in neck showing up around his tent at the siege? Just anything like that?
Bloodless thralls.
Not to my
Undead
knowledge.
showing up? Okay. An aversion to sunlight?
Not that I've... No. He's been walking around with the...
Okay, don't read into why I asked that.
You travel with some strange people, Artlox.
So you guys gonna head to Rend?
That's up to Artlox.
I'd like to visit Rend, at least for a
So-
day before traveling to the siege.
Remind me what all the terms were of that debt.
Turn undead?
What? No, the debt. Turn undead. How'd you get that?
I
out of
thought,
debt?
I thought you said remind me of the conditions of turn undead. I was like, it's your
I'll
fucking
lose
spell.
I'll lose my title if I forfeit the debt.
If he
Yeah.
has till the 7th of September to pay off the debt, which is to the tune of about 80,000 gold,
Mm-hmm.
and the collateral was his title
Mm-hmm.
and all of his land.
Mm-hmm.
But it gets us way out of a situation with Ostia if that happens.
Well, I think what the correct course of action is we need to go and sack the Tyrell's castle.
Right, yeah, so I'd like to...
Iron Bank is knocking our door with Marketees. Oh, I gotta watch out.
All right, so you guys set off with Artlox riding bitch on Princess.
the horse is called Princess.
Yes.
Oh, okay. I thought I was riding princess, as in that's where they ride in front of the guy instead of behind.
No, you're riding bitch.
Well, no, it's bitch,
his horse.
but like he's got his arms around me. Like
No, you got your arms
Romantic
around him.
music swells in the background.
It's like Ghost.
oh,
The pottery scene.
my darling.
These guys make along the main road from Beneventum through past Ostia to Carta. You can see great plumes of smoke rising from around the city. And as you approach closer, you notice that there is an entire encampment set up, what seems to be, as far as the eye can see, along the base of the plateau. All of the outlying buildings outside of the walls of Ostia have been completely bulldozed clear. And you can see construction has started on what looks like 2 large siege towers at the base of the ramp that leads up to the plateau. There is a traffic jam of carts and wagons heading that you can see stretching as far as the eye can see from Rend, heading to the siege of Ostia. It seems to be barrels, food, sacks of foodstuffs, raw materials, irons, things like that, and lots. You see like wagon after wagon after wagon after wagon of lumber. Lumber.
Okay, cool.
As you skirt the outside of the siege, you can see that there on the edges of the walls you can see defenders basically not doing much other than keeping an eye on the siege preparations. Lots of people mewing about. It's basically a tent city, and you see a number of banners. You see the banners from Maleventum, which most of you have seen before. You see the banner from Silvum. You see the banner from Vigilum, which most of you guys would know what they look like, so I don't need to describe. I don't need to describe your character like. And you see a 4th banner next to what looks like what is Ostia's banner, but changed just ever so slightly. The twin dragons, with the sword of the set. It seems like it's a little bit different. You see a very large banner next to a very large ornate tent, and next to that, slightly smaller, there's a banner you've never seen before. It seems to be like a dark blue background with what looks like waves around the edges, and the center it looks like a disembodied tentacle.
Tentacles!
No! Kate's got a Cthulhu banner!
Praise Cthulhu!
None of you guys have ever seen that banner before, but the other ones are all identifiable to you. You guys just gonna head towards Rend?
I'm gonna take note of that and continue towards Rend, hopefully.
Okay. So when you get to within sight of the bridge, you can see that it is heavily guarded on both sides. Everybody, the tolls are being taken as they normally are, and that seems to be what's holding up a lot of the traffic, is taking inventory and proper tolls at the bridge. But again, you can just see the backlog of wagons and stuff have just go all the way back, winding down to Rend. Your guardhouse is complete, and it is manned with guards. They seem to be pretty on edge. There's a standard 4-man guard contingent there. Seem pretty on edge, but they're doing their duty, just basically watching all the traffic coming and going.
Someday, Artlox, you should probably expand this bridge to be at least larger.
I've just gone into 80k debt trying to rebuild the town. Do you think the bridge is the top of my priorities right now?
Wait.
Well, it is an income source.
Wait, everyone followed?
Not an income source for him.
It's okay. We might be in
We
debt,
can make
but
it.
we can debase our currency. Corruption will go up. If we debase the currency enough, we can pay off the debt.
We
can even declare bankruptcy. Yeah, we can just declare
Interest might be a
bankruptcy.
little high.
Okay, all the way back to your house through the town.
No, I want to go talk to the guard captain first.
Okay.
Bertram.
If he's still here.
Bertram is not here. At this guard, let me see. Hang on.
No,
I want to. He would be in town though, wouldn't he?
Yeah, he's like the guard captain, so he just doesn't. He gets to pick his shifts.
Yeah, okay. Bertram, and there's the other one as well, the younger one.
Giles. So Giles is here.
Okay, Giles.
Giles, he's a young man. He wears chain armor and carries a long sword. He comes like bounding up to you and immediately recognizes you and just goes, "Arlox, where the hell have you been?"
Don't want to talk about it.
A lot
Scary
happened,
places.
Giles. I will inform you and Bertram the full details of which later. But how's things here?
Well, there's some back pay that needs to be established.
It will be.
That's a problem.
It would. How much back pay have we?
It was $960 a month for the entire guard contingent.
Oh God!
Yeah. How long has it been?
Like almost 6 months.
4 months.
It's been 4 months.
I can cover that. That's no problem.
Can we?
You guys didn't see.
Are you offering to give him money right now?
I will cover the money at the same time I talk to you and Bertram later.
He goes, yeah. Maybe not pull out thousands of gold in full view of a traveling caravan here.
Exactly.
Just an idea.
Yeah.
So he looks at you and goes, "So, how you been?"
Just in that pose, Ben.
Mm-hmm.
I've been better. Has Gagushka's ship returned yet?
Oh yes, it comes and it goes every few months. It's wonderful. All sorts of things and people come off of it.
People?
Including your father, who's paid your debts.
Okay, I must return to the house. I will catch up with you later.
He just points down the hill and goes, "Yeah, you know the way." Oh,
Go.
gives you an awkward wave. So you guys make your way back up to the house. The doors are closed.
I'm just gonna open the door.
The town is bustling, though. The town is bustling.
They just foreclosed on the house.
He's got months to pay it off. They would not have done that yet.
Yeah, I've still got mine.
Or would they?
I do need to go talk to Dinkit though, because obviously his extra guards have been around a while.
Mm-hmm.
So there's extra money on the debt total right now. Only 2 months extra because I paid for 2 months of guards, right?
Mm-hmm.
In coppers. So.
Well, you paid 2 months up front, and then you paid the other 2 months for the 3 month gap, the 3 month jump. Now there's 4 months of unpaid guards. A guard's pay.
No. I'm talking about the ones just before the adventure I hired. How long were they there for? 2 weeks, or I can't remember.
The Italian crossbowmen from Italy.
No, yeah, the extra ones and the leader, just in case there was an attack while I was away.
Yeah, you paid them for I think a month.
Yeah. Cool.
So you're at the door of your own house.
I'm gonna open the door.
You open the door and you crack it open for a second and you hear like a pitter patter of footsteps on the other side, and you see a shadow and the doors fling open in front of you, and there's this kind of like very, very well dressed elderly gentleman. He seems to be wearing like some sort of tuxedo or something like that. He just gives you the evil eye and goes, "Can I help you?"
I'm just literally.
Yes, this is my house.
He looks at you, Rebecca, and he goes, "I think not." And he goes to close
No,
the
I'm
doors.
not saying that out loud.
Who are you?
Don't you? Well, you don't say things you're not saying. Then
Who are you?
he goes, "I serve the manor. Who are you?"
I am the manor.
I am Sir Artlox Allendale, Count of Rend.
He looks you up and down for a second and goes, "You may come inside, but wait here, please. Do not touch anything." One of you guys, he lets you in and closes the doors behind you, and what you see is the everything is clean and pristine now. The only difference in like the antechamber, the foyer that you guys walk into, is where there was that big, huge portrait of Slavobor. That has been removed, and what you see is a dark-haired gentleman with the hair kind of goes straight back his head, down his ears, and you can see by his ears that he seems to be elven. He's got a round face and like a full beard. And he's sitting there like, you know, like a Napoleon pose. Like his
Artlox, your dad did come.
That's actually the character description of my dad.
and in his vest, and it's completely like opulent and like too large for the room, but it fits up there on the wall.
Artlox, do you have that look on your face in character?
So you doing anything? I'm just gonna wait.
I'm just staring at the painting, like
staring up at it.
Does Artlox recognize the person?
It is indeed a very large, full-bodied portrait of your father.
Yeah. I'm just kind of arms folded, like
looking at it. You hear what the heavy footfalls of several pairs of feet coming down a hallway. And a door on the other side of the antechamber opens up, and you see three gentlemen walk in. The servant that greeted you at the door, you see Arcus, who is now much better dressed, and he seems a little plumper than he used to be. Seems like he's been indulged in the food a little too much. And you see your father enter the chamber. He looks down at you and just gives you like a very like I'm disappointed look. And he goes to greet you. He doesn't. He stands a few feet in front of you with his arms crossed. He goes, "Welcome back, Artlox."
Father.
Lox.
Coswin starts laughing. Coswin, after he says father, Coswin looks at Artlox, looks at him, looks at the painting, and just starts.
I was expecting a written reply. I didn't expect you to come all this way yourself.
He looks at you for a second. He goes, "Did you really expect me to leave a title in the hands of someone who's more interested in fucking every race on the planet than in governance?"
Raises an eyebrow.
I'm more interested in how he got here.
By boat.
Did you tell them what you did?
By
I don't know if they
flying.
caught that bit. No.
No, you didn't. You didn't.
Artlox, he wrote a letter, he wrote out the entire letter. Gave it to
you can read the letter
Giagushka,
if you want it.
and Giagushka's ship, because where Artlox's father was kind of on the way to where the ship was going. Artlox paid way too much for that letter to be delivered to Artlox's father, and then Artlox's father returned on Giagushka's ship.
I would think you had a little bit more faith in me than that.
Clearly, my assumptions were correct. He looks over at Arcus. He goes, "Go fetch the ledger." Arcus pitter-patters away.
Lost your servant. Your dad took your servant.
I don't.
He gives a curt nod to the gentleman who greeted you at the door, and the man kind of bows deeply and then disappears back where he came from. He goes, "So exactly how did you plan on paying off your 80,000 gold debt?"
Unzipped bag, turns it upside down. Just money.
And what happens is
I'm
a
not actually
flood.
doing that.
Oh, okay.
just all the gold. No, I was through any skills I could possibly fathom.
And what skills do you have other than in seduction?
I would like to think that the skills.
What are you gonna play your little lute for change on the corner and pay off an 80,000 ducat debt?
Well, I I'd like to
Fair,
think
he plays pretty mean loot.
Did Coswin actually tip in with it?
I pull out my lute and cast sleep with it.
I do actually need to be holding a musical instrument pretty much to cast sleep, because it requires.
I've seen him kill things with that loot.
Please, sir. I haven't just been playing my lute, Father.
Yes, clearly you've been bungling the administration of a title, which we don't have. A title. A actual title. We have money, Artlocks. We have plenty of money. We are not noble. We are not a noble family. This is what is going to be the future of House Allendale, and you've already screwed it up.
Without the... I raised my voice to my father. Without this screwing up, you so speak, it would be little more than 3 people and a half-built temple.
Tyburn, you gonna take that?
She's not wrong.
I have...
Yeah, to be fair, we pretty much just ran into our success at this point.
Nobody here in this conversation so far is wrong. I don't disagree with anything so far. There's no reason I need to get involved in this. Right this minute.
Tyburn's just sitting there eating popcorn.
Well, not even that. It's just like, obviously, it's just like, obviously someone else should be saying something, but there's nothing to say because nobody's incorrect at anything so far.
Don't you think I knew that, like, I couldn't do this without the help of the family? That's why I wrote you the letter in the first place. Do you mistrust me so much that I would do this and not tell you and not try to sort things out? All I've been doing since I've been deemed this title is trying to make this place better for people. And
with that, you see Arcus return. He's carrying a large book, and there is a beautiful young woman in tow. Your dad hears them coming, and he turns around to
this is your new mother.
It could be because
he looks at her.
He
looks at her for a second. He goes, "Diana, there's been a change of plans. You won't be returning, as I said." You see her face just all of a... she had like this bright chipper face. She wears maroon robes with a silver tinge, and she looks very young, like maybe 16, 18. Blonde, like dirty blonde hair, completely straight back. Very beautiful, but like plain looking at the same time. You see her, she just kind of like crosses her arms and kicks her feet, looks down at the ground and shyly off to the side. Arcus comes over and he gives this big tome to your father, Artlau, and Artlau opens it up, flips through a few pages, and he goes, 136,000 gold. Where are you going to come up with that?
136,000.
Interest.
You say interest out loud, and with that quizzical look, he turns the book around, and what you see on the line is it says, there's a whole bunch of numbers adding everything up to 80,000, or it was like 79,000 or something.
Yeah,
80,000 gold, and then there's another line tacked on underneath it. It says Giagushka 56,000.
He's making you foot the transportation bill.
What? 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 Why is there a line credited to Giagushka?
He slams the book, and you see a little bit of dust out from the pages, and he looks at you and goes, apparently you promised magical items from Rend to some gentleman in Karna. He came and collected.
Yeah, that was, yeah.
We said, yeah, magical items from Rend. We've received no magical items from Rend.
He sighs pretty heavily. This gentleman, Flaccus, he came to the magical shop in your town, asked to see all of the new items, then produced a binding contract that said he was allowed first dibs of anything. And he picked a very expensive pair of glasses.
They weren't from here. I got those ages ago.
It just shakes its head at you. He goes,
Wait.
how do you intend to pay this? How?
Okay,
You have few months left to secure this title.
I'm going to try everything I can, Father. And to start with, I'm gonna take you into a different room and then show you all the money that I've got.
To start with, you're going to marry Diana, and you're going to produce an heir.
Now Rebecca laughs with confidence.
Who's she?
Oh, it's the funniest day of my life.
She just kind of looks up at you, like, sheepishly, then, like, down at the floor again.
No offense to you. I don't know who you are.
She's been betrothed to you. She is from a very... What the hell? Who's that?
That was me. I'm sorry. I misclicked something.
She's been betrothed to you. She comes from a very wealthy family. It is an excellent match. She was going to be returning on Gyagusha's next shipment. But instead, now that you've decided to return from whatever fornication journey you are on,
We just went and defeated a necromancer and got lost in the Feywild. I'm sorry, Father, if I'm not back in time for dinner.
Hey, Penny.
The Fey what?
I explained that one to you.
Now, instead of traveling back to her parents, she will be marrying you at the next occasion.
If it'll satisfy you, Father.
It's not me you need to satisfy. You see her cheeks go red.
Oh, I'm sorry. By the way, I'm the Minister of Secrets and Magic.
So, how shall we proceed? Are you going to be paying off any of this debt, or is it going to be coming out of my coffers and you're going to be paying me back?
I'm going to be paying off some of the debt I managed to acquire money on my travels.
FYI, none of you guys know that he's got fucking money in the bag of holding.
Wait, we got something out of that adventure?
Yo, wait, what?
I already said I pulled my father into a private conversation.
I didn't hear you say that.
Oh, sorry. No, I pulled him into the other room. They can just hear every time we get really loud and heated in argument.
Mm-hmm.
So they're all like stood in. I just imagine them all stood in like the hallway by the new painting.
Just means the entire conversation is going to be yelling. That's all it is.
Yeah.
Which fits perfectly.
Yeah, you hear him screaming. He's screaming numbers at Artlocks: 80,000, 50,000, 136,000. You know, monthly expenditures and stuff like that. Then you just hear Artlock screaming, "I have money! I got money!"
Shows him money and that chest that I also smuggled in there.
So you pulled the chest out of the bag of holding?
Pulled the chest out, and then in another chest, hopefully that's in the room, or somewhere that can kind of contain it all, get the rest out that I was just scooping.
So you clunk, the chest comes settles down on the floor. Hang on a second here. Let's see how much this thing weighs.
I hadn't realized
Okay, so
the Count of Brent had so many issues.
So you,
I know.
you guys hear the thunk of the chest hitting the flagstones, and then you go over to a base in Arlocks and just pour out the rest of the coin. All you guys hear is just like a stream of coins like clattering in the other room into a container.
I'm gonna kill him.
Did he lie to you about having money?
I'm gonna make him hurt, and then I'm gonna kill him.
For once, I actually agree with you.
Seems a bit harsh. It's just money.
I don't know you. Stop talking.
You're not involved in this.
Goes staring at that door.
Still just like.
So,
Just hear a continuous stream of money.
Father.
And so he opens up he opens up the chest and then slams the lid down, and then you see him go over to the large pile of coins and start just pushing it as you're pushing some aside, checking out to make sure the whole it's all gold. There should be some other coins and stuff in there, and he goes, "Okay, that's a fraction."
it's a fraction. It's a start. I originally only expected to be away for 2 weeks.
So you've used 2/3 of your time, and you have 20% of the total you need.
I just kind of sigh with heavy.
You
heart.
default on this loan. I'm paying it off, and I'm purchasing the titles for myself, and I'm naming your brother my heir.
My brother.
Don't you have a brother? Is it? No, that was
No.
his
I'm the
brother.
only
His
child.
brother. His brother. I'm sorry, his brother. You're right about that.
We can't.
He's naming your uncle his heir.
So you want? So with that, the title will dissolve into the family business. You're saying?
We are not letting this opportunity slip through our hands because you bungled its execution.
I'm going to lean over to Rebecca and whisper, it seems without art locks there would be no tile to be had.
You're not wrong.
Are you guys suggesting you murder Artlock?
No, I'm saying I'm suggesting his father has
How'd
no
you
reason
get
to
that
be
out of
mad.
What I heard
Art locks,
was
there would be no title.
I got CK2 on the brains these days, and what I heard was if this character's gone, then the title falls in a good direction.
Without me, Father, this title would not be even open to us as an opportunity. Like, how else do you expect that we would have even had a remote chance of this unless I'd been off and adventured like I had? Like I was doing the past, apparently, 4 months. Unfortunately, circumstances led it so that I did lose that time, and I am very sorrowful that I did. I worked tirelessly to try and make this debt right and actually rend a plausible venture for both business and to make it a county again. It was nothing. Look how far it's come.
Just as a side note, when you left the Feywild, I roll a die to see what time dilation was.
Yeah.
A 20 is days turn into years, and I rolled a 19.
Oh god.
Yeah.
So it would have been a much different game if I had rolled that 20 and 4 years had passed since you entered the Feywild.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So he gives a heavy sigh and he goes, "I'm tired of the argument. We're in this situation now. One way or the other, the title is staying in the family. You have 3 months to pay off your debts and keep it in your name."
I was gonna say. I was gonna say 3 months to produce an heir at first. I was like, holy shit.
Oh my!
They're working.
If I do forfeit the title, Father, I just ask that it doesn't go into the business. It stays separate. It becomes its own entity. It shouldn't be run.
Titles will pass from legal liege to legal heir. If you produce an heir, a male, it will be your son. If the title falls to me, it will be my brother, and it will go to his sons. But if you bungle this now, it will not fall to you.
I'm going to try my best, Father.
So you should
Figure it out.
Is set up a shell company and then transfer all the assets offshore. That way he can't touch it.
Literally offshore to that little island. Well, wait, you're already offshore. Transfer it on.
Yeah.
Oh, we can. Yeah, that's a way to grow the economy
in
for
town
Make
that
this a
I
tax
should know
haven.
about.
What did you say?
I was asking my father if there's any developments in town that I should know about.
The town flourishes. War is good for business.
Have we levied a tax at all?
No! You told them they were exempt! You guys could hear this echoing throughout the corridors. Exempt, exempt, exempt.
I said businesses and merchants were exempt, not their families.
For an indefinite period of time, all they have to do is move their families into the business and they don't pay any taxes!
No. I mean, the business as a building, the people are not, are taxable. There's fine print there, I made sure of it.
This was all verbal, and all he has to go through is what Arcus and the townspeople have said. And what they all remember is being told they were tax exempt and that there was no time limit on it.
Well, the Lord's here. He can change laws.
Well, then, yeah, that... We'll have to have a discussion about that, then.
You can't renege on these people.
Whatever you say, John Galt.
There's a war going on. I'm sure things can be persuaded that way.
He goes. He kind of scratches his his beard and he goes, "I'm tired of this conversation. I'm retiring to my chambers." And you see him walk off towards the chamber that you had previously been occupying in the main tower in the house. There's that little private library, and leaves you to your device. He's about, he's in the house somewhere.
I want to know where that immortal cat is gone.
You want to spend some time looking for him?
No, I'm good.
Alright, is the butler still outside, like, with the group? Just kind of like...
He's just kind of standing there.
While that was going on, I go over to him just like, just as a question, the last 4 months, has there been any flayings or unexplained deaths in this building?
His eyes go wide and he goes, "Flayings, sir?"
Yeah, that's where you take the first layer of skin off somebody.
Starts explaining the process.
He narrows his eyes at you and goes, "Not that I'm aware of."
Alright, keep an eye out.
"I surely will." Then he looks over the group and he goes, "Will you all be staying the night?"
The night we all live here, as I exit the room.
No. I'll go back to the temple.
Hadrian doesn't, and nor do Rebecca. They need guest rooms.
I need to see what's going on with the temples. This would be Godslayer.
I have my
no better attention to any of my stuff
with the army, so.
Oh yeah, that's another thing. I need to talk to my father about the political situation.
Okay, so what does everybody... Tyburn wants to check out the temple.
I'm gonna go take some of that money and settle the guard debt.
Right, so that is...
However much the total money is, because you still haven't told me. From that adventure.
22,000 gold.
So that's the... So I picked up 10,000 in that scramble, you're saying?
Yeah.
10,000 in the scramble, and then whatever was in that chest that I snuck in.
Well, you picked up... The chest had 14,000 gold in it, and then you packed the what's it called, with as many gold coins as you could, and doing the math, that was about 8,000.
Okay, cool.
You owe the guards 3,840.
I'll take what I owe the guards, and then next month's on top of that.
All right, so plus 160, that's 4,800 gold.
Yeah, I'll take 4,800 gold down in the chest that had the...
So you empty that chest out?
I think it's the easiest way to get it down there, right? Actually, no, I shouldn't use that chest. I'm not taking that chest out of the room. In fact, I'm gonna...
We have the other chest from the original big bunch of gold that we wasted.
Yeah, I'll use that chest.
Yeah, that's like up a flight of stairs. Yeah, so you go retrieve that chest. So, Cosmo to the rest of you guys see art locks disappear and then come back downstairs with an empty chest and go into the other room.
I'm gonna go check my room. Make sure nobody touched my shit.
Seems to be untouched.
Can I do an Arcana check? Make sure there's no magical bugs.
Yeah, you can do an Arcana check. Seems fine. You don't notice anything.
Yeah, I don't trust his father.
So you want to... So you hear Artlock's counting coins and throwing them into this. You just hear him counting and then just tossing the coins in. It's gonna take you a little while to count out 4,800. Anybody else doing anything?
I'm going to spend an hour and summon a familiar.
Okay.
I love that there's just this warlock sat in the corridor just summoning a
Yeah.
familiar.
I'm just gonna pop my head in and ask Arlox if there's a room I could use.
Just guest quarters.
Yeah, there's guest quarters. I'll
Interrupt. You interrupt his count for a second. He loses track.
I'm gonna summon my my own servant. I'm still yet to fly out. And get him to show you to your room. He is invisible though, but you should be able to follow him.
Wait, say that again. He's invisible, but you should be able to follow
He's
him.
trained to tap on the walls, and lead you via tap.
Echolocate.
Echolocation.
Yeah, but I've got my unseen servant. His name is Arthur
Okay.
Grimsby. He's the butler
So
of this house.
Arthur Grimsby, you summon your unseen servant, and he echolocates you to a room. Tyburn departs and goes to the Temple of Helm. The temple is pretty lively. A lot of people, because the main road goes right past the temple, and Helm is the great protector. A lot of people come in and give donations for blessings, and you can see that Guthfried is basically taken over the day-to-day worship of the temple and offers people, travelers mostly, blessings of protection from Helm. And like I said before, it's a suggested donation for a blessing. You could get it for free. Stink eye if you don't plop down the 5 gold.
Begrudging protection.
Mm-hmm.
After I check the room, I'm going to go to Artlock's where he's counting his money. On the
You
floor.
see him throwing coins into a chest and just piles of gold all over the place.
100 gold.
Excuse me?
100 gold
For?
for staying here and not dying.
Okay. I'm gonna hand him 100 gold.
Screws up your count again.
That was easy. All right.
Should have asked for more.
No. Cosmo is a simple man. Simple needs.
I mean, I do owe it to you because I promised you more, to be fair.
Yeah, you did. You owe me a lot more.
I do owe you a lot more, but...
Artlox is very bad at making deals when it comes to money, isn't
Artlox
he?
has a lot of debts.
I'm not a Lannister,
He's
put
good
it that way.
He's good at promising money to people. He's not good at delivering.
No, I like to try and help people.
Okay. And guys, I'm just gonna grab a bottle of water. I'll be right back.
I'm going to try and have a conversation with Sir Hadrian at one point as well. Find out what's going on with this war, apparently, that's broken out since I've...
Yeah. Interesting family you got.
Yeah.
Yeah, with an interesting dynamic as well within the family that stops infighting over titles. Except none of them have been noble titles, all of them business titles.
Who's the heir to the business?
So the way my family business works is that
Guys.
So it starts with one person, and for example, how my father's in the business is that his father was the heir to the business, and then basically the heirs of the business get a position in the mainline business, and the brothers of the person who's in charge of the business go onto the board of directors. But if he has any other sons, so for example, my father's the third son, they slowly get an allowance. So the first son goes into the business directly, the second son gets an allowance to start his own business, and then the third son gets a smaller allowance to make his own business. Now, when his father died, so my grandfather died, the business goes to his heir son, and the other two become board of directors, with their businesses being absolved into the main business, if that makes sense.
I understand.
Yeah, but the thing is, they
It's
also
a pyramid scheme.
Yeah, there's also a rule that you can't start a business in the same sector as another branch of the business. So my father went into spice trade and made a bundle.
The spice must flow. So you guys set on the evening. Would you like to take a rest, replenish everything?
Yes, please.
Yes, please.
Okay. So you guys take your rest, replenish any hit points lost, all your spells and all that. You wake up in your home for what feels to you hasn't been too long, but from everybody else, several months have gone by. You make your way downstairs to the smell of food cooking, bacon, all that good stuff in the morning.
I need to go
and we leveled up, by the way. I mean, the people who leveled up
yes.
during the
people who leveled up can level up here because you. You make your way to the kitchen. You see your father, Diana, your betrothed, Arcus, and several servants. Well, they're eating. Several servants are viewing about. He looks up and sees you and kind of weighs you over.
I've changed also into my semi-noble clothing.
Gus was still wearing his robes.
I'm gonna tell my father that I'm gonna venture out this morning to go pay the guards for their back pay and the next following month.
He looks at you through a mouthful of food. Make sure you go see Giagushka too. That strange gentleman has work for you.
Okay.
Who's the Lord here? It's weird.
Arlox is.
I'm technically the Lord, but I do need to speak to Giagushka anyway.
And then I'm going to inform Arlox that I'm going to go to the...
I have a certain demonic mace that needs... I need to find someone that can help me destroy it.
Right, yeah.
Did you just say that out loud?
No.
Oh, God.
Oh, yeah, this demonic mace that we found. We're going to kill it.
Because there's like 7 characters here that would all be like...
Yeah. Okay, so you go to head down to the town, go see Giagushka?
Yeah, I'm gonna go see Giagushka and pay the guards, and ask the guards what the sort of situation has been militarily, because I know I'm not going to be able to get that from my father.
Okay, so for the sake of brevity here, you go to the town, you go to the the barracks that's been set up, you deliver the chest. There's a lot of grumbling, but people come in and start gathering their pay as they come in. You've been informed that the guards have spent a lot of the time in the interim training. They are very skilled in their work now. The rotations go smoothly. There isn't a lot of issues on the island. They basically kind of turned into more police force than anything else. Helping out people when there's thefts. There was a couple guards who were trying to charge their own toll on your side of the bridge, and they had to be disciplined and dealt with. Okay. But militarily, the island is safe. The trade comes through. The tavern is always full. People moving through the town, going from from the free states over to Beneventum to where the siege is going on. There's basically a constant flow of goods and people coming through the town, and it's flourishing now. Where before, it looked very like haggard and everybody was just mewing about their business. Now it's bustling.
Okay.
So you're gonna go see Giagushka?
Yeah.
All right. So you make your way to his shop, and you can see a bunch of people, coming and going. As you enter, the shelves and display cases are stocked much denser than they were before. And you see that Giagushka is behind the counter in his traditional, foreign garb. He sees you enter, and you just see his brow fall.
Before anything else happens, I need to make an apology. The man from Kana should not have taken any of your wares, and I do hope we can resolve that matter.
He looks at you deeply for a second and goes, "Then you should not have promised it to him."
Well, I made sure that the wares that you had weren't actually...
I saw the contract.
Yes, it said from the island of Rend, and none of which...
We are on the island of Rend, he screams. See a couple people kind of like look up from their wares and look at him, and he just kind of like tries to calm himself back down again. He goes, "We are on the island of Rend. The items are on the island of Rend. My shop is on the island of Rend. Promised me freedom from government oversight. And then the government official comes in here waving a contract in front of me and takes one of my more expensive items for himself."
In old country, please come to the door and collect tax. Yes, it's bad. It's why I leave old country. Come here, land of opportunity.
Oh man.
And yes, he shouldn't have come to you, and I apologize. It will be...
The contract was perfectly valid. I could not stop it. Your name was on it. It was magically binding.
I need to have a word with that gentleman.
Well, the way I see it is, you owe me.
Get in line. I say begrudgingly.
I've spoken to your father. He assures me that you will be paying your debts, one way or another.
And that is definitely true. I have another matter I wish to discuss with you, though.
I am listening.
It might need somewhere more private.
He gives a heavy sigh and ushers you around, and he brings you behind the counter through and into a back room. And you can see that in the back room, it's filled with items with tags on them that haven't been brought out and put on display yet.
In my recent travels, not only did I get lost for a lot longer than I expected to, but I acquired an item of unsatiable power and evil that needs to be destroyed.
With that line, he just kind of like, his eyes go wide and goes, "Show me this item."
Pulls out the wand of Orcus.
As soon as he sees it, he grabs your wrist and shoves it back into the bag. He goes, "I do not know where you got that. I do not know how you acquired it, but it was not to be publicly displayed. Do not show it to anyone."
Oh, I know that. That's why we're in the private room right now.
I am not going to purchase it.
I don't want you to purchase it. I want you to help me find someone who will know how to destroy it.
He gives a heavy sigh for a second. And he goes, "I may know a man."
Well, I would be more than grateful if you could get in contact with such man, because I don't think this should be on our plane of existence.
You just want to banish it to another plane. That is simple.
Well, I wanted to banish... there must be a way to either, one, get it back to that man who it once belonged to, one, without having too many...
A man.
What? Well, you...
It did not come from man.
I know what it came from. I'm trying to be... Just in case there's people...
Then he thinks for a second, he goes, "Well, the head of Mace came from man, but that's it."
Okay. It either needs to be destroyed or sent so far away that it could never affect us.
He will always find his weapon of choice, no matter where it is. You must keep it on yourself and keep it safe, or you must destroy this item.
Well, we'll go with the second one. I will keep it on myself and safe until that happens, but it needs to go.
No man who you can talk to, but he lives very far away. In my homeland.
Your homeland. Where is that exactly?
A many weeks' journey away.
Oh, good.
I cannot spare my ship at the moment, though.
I have a lot of pressing issues here anyway. I will have to
Yes,
just
you do. You owe me 56,000 gold.
That being one of them, yes. I will just keep it hidden until then.
No. Speaking of which, I have a job for you.
As I've heard.
As I said before, I know people and I acquire items. I know people, but I do not have items. I need you to go get item.
Where is the item?
It's not too far away, may be dangerous. I will pay you to retrieve it for me.
Maybe pay off your debt.
Yeah, that's what I was about to say.
Coswin, you see Coswin's head pop around from the curtain. That pay off the debt.
Will that pay off the debt I owe you?
It would make a dent.
What's the item?
It's the headdress. It's an ancient item, 1,000-year-old.
What does
All you need to do is travel to location, retrieve headdress, and bring it back to me. I will take care of the rest.
I will...
You do this, we will talk about getting you to see my friend.
Okay, I will undertake that when I next leave the area.
Right. He tells you the location of an ancient city, or more of a town in the Empire that was like a it was like a resort city, and there was also an imperial funerary complex in the adjacent area. It is south, built into the mountains, that spur line that runs like crescent shaped across the south side of the map.
Okay.
You gotta head towards Smuggler's Run, and then follow the river that runs past it up into the mountains, and it's near there.
Okay. If he marks it on the map, I'll.
It's basically all the way. It's basically where you're going is just slightly off.
That was horrific. I just opened my Snapchat from my girlfriend, and it was an image of a weeping angel. Oh my god.
Oh god.
Yeah, except it was half like away, so it was like this.
I see you.
But every image, but even an image of an angel is an angel. So she's just put a weeping angel into my phone. That's effectively what's happened there. But okay, I conclude my business with Gigarushka and return to the house, because I'm sure there's people there that need to speak to me.
There's nobody there that needs. Well, there's nobody from the town that needs to speak to you because they've been dealing with Artlau for the last.
Yeah, no, but I'm sure my father would like another word. And okay. I'm sure there's a certain knight that was sent to find me that's currently in a guest quarters.
Okay, so you make your way back to the house. Tyburn will have returned from the temple, having spent the night, and everybody is there.
There is also now a crab on the dining room table.
All right. Apparently, there's a crab walking around. Is it alive?
Yeah, it's alive.
Is this your familiar for the day?
It is the familiar for my life.
Oh.
You got a crab.
Just
yes,
got
I got a crab.
Got crabs.
If the crab could glare at Coswin, it glares at Coswin.
Right. Well,
Fucking
I'm
boiled.
going to inform Outlock that I'm going to head back to the army if he's interested in joining me.
May I travel with you, Sir Hadron?
Guys splitting the party?
I need to.
Well,
I'm going to double check with Artlau if there's anything he needs me for before I go to the army.
He informs you that he's been doing just fine administrating months without you getting in the way.
Is there anything politically he would like me to focus on, or shall I just carry on as I was?
You need to figure out your wedding preparations.
Yeah, that's a thing.
Lucky there's a Temple of Helm.
Hey, and you know the head priest.
That's not really Helm's bag.
Is the betrothed there in the dining room?
Yeah.
Oh, Coswin goes up to her officer's hand. Oh, Coswin, keeper of the arcane.
she looks at you. And
with my future.
she just looks up at you, and you're the first one who has spoken to her. She's just like, I'm Diana.
Yeah, I got that.
I guess I should
Looks
probably
back down.
have a conversation with Diana.
She looks over at Cosmo. She goes, "So you
are we
can
all-
cast spells? How interesting."
Are we all sitting in the dining room still?
Yeah.
I'm just slowly feeding my crab bacon.
You see Artlox's father get like a really big two-pronged like tongs. Start going.
You can't kill it, sir.
He goes, "It sounds like a wager to me." And he goes, "Fwah!"
It disappears.
Oh.
And then just reappears on the other side of the table.
He looks disappointed.
It's a magical crab.
You've got magical crabs.
Yep.
Oh man! All right, so what are you guys doing?
I guess I should try and find out a bit more about my wife to be.
Her name is Diana.
Where is she from?
She is. Oh God, I can't. Hang on.
How much is her dowry?
And is she an elf?
Yeah,
She's a human.
She's a human.
God.
She's from the same town. I can't fucking remember it. I can't find the note.
Oh, is she
Information
from my
that's just-
home?
Yeah.
Oh, I've got that map. Where's it at?
Yeah.
She's from Coswinland.
Coswinland. Coswinland.
Right.
And her parents are wealthy business owners, just like yours are. So he knew her parents, and they had a daughter, and she had a son, and it was a marriage. It's a marriage of convenience. They agreed to betroth you guys.
It's either Fall Meadow or Faircrest.
Can you send me a copy of that map? I can't remember where mine. I lost it somewhere.
Yeah, just put it in tabletop chat.
Yeah. So I had it in my D&D stuff, and now I can't find it, so I must have accidentally...
Oh, it was from Falmaro, so it wasn't there.
I think it was Faircrest.
So it must have been Faircrest.
Yeah, it's the coast. Whichever one with the coastal town was, I think.
Yeah. Because I remember I had written down that her parents owned a shipping business, transporting goods.
Okay, I see where that's going then.
Ask about the dowry.
Would I know her then?
Nope. You may recognize like the family name personally.
So it's very strange that there's another human family in the Elven land.
Yeah, Faircrest is where I was from. Because that's all Elven country, so it's very. So I when I.
Yeah,
another...
it's weird that there's a fucking elf in human town. What of it?
It's a human in Elf town.
Not wrong.
I mean, my father.
Racist? You should be used to this shit.
Well, yeah, my father got belittled for having a human wife, so.
Well, he's a race traitor, obviously.
Yeah, that's the problem.
Right.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna go and see what the political situation involving.
So
the
yeah,
siege
her
of
name's
Ostia
Diana
is.
Canelia, and her family owns like a shipping, basically. They own a lot of ships transporting goods.
Spell the last name.
It is Connelia.
Connelia.
IA.
It's like a Latin name.
Diana Canelia.
Very Roman
All right.
inspired.
So what's the plan then, guys?
I'm gonna.
Are we
Go
going to
with
go and
Sanhedrin.
see? Are we going to go and see Lord Edmund at the siege?
I need to definitely inspect that siege.
Or maybe Von Edmund.
Count von
Edmund von
Edmund.
Carstein.
I mean, I should probably report back that I'm no longer on leave.
Yes, we wouldn't want you to go to the wall.
Actually, that's a thing. Do we have any flags, like a banner of our own? I'm not sure if that's a thing. Do we have? Do I have a banner? Is there no? But is there an actual banner?
You had Creed or Matilda, Guthried's wife,
Yeah.
make banners and tabards.
Okay. So
Yeah, there's some spares hanging around the house.
good, because I think we should take a banner with us. Like have one of the people come with us as a banner holder.
Who's going to be holding your banner?
Who wants to be a bannerman? Any of you guys? Parry.
I
well
could
done.
have my. I was gonna say I could have my squire carry it for you.
No, I'll get Parry to do it.
Perry, okay,
Okay.
Perry.
Because Parry also has a horse, therefore he can ride with the banner.
Mhm.
Da-da.
So you're going to go see Edmund?
We're going to go to the camp,
Okay.
at least. I don't know
All
if
right,
Tyler
so you
wants to be
guys-
with us.
I will go if you will let me.
I'm assuming everybody's going to go?
Yep.
All right, so guys, mount up
Yep.
on your
Get on
various
my horse.
steeds. Perry awkwardly carrying your banner or locks. And was it the one with the ship or the other one? I can't remember.
Ship.
All right, it's got a ship on it.
Seeing that he's carrying it awkwardly, I will volunteer to carry it since I know what I'm doing.
So you grab it from him and manage to hold it much more steady than Perry was. You guys make your way to the encampment. There are pickets all along the exterior, and you see guardsmen everywhere and armed soldiers as far as the eye can see. Thousands. There's a tent city. There are 2 siege towers under construction. Thousands of soldiers at the siege of Ostia.
I'm just going to... Okay,
we'll plant the banner by the horse.
What?
Horses.
Would you like to use my tent?
Oh my.
Not like that.
Before I agree to that, who are you a knight for?
I am a knight of Malventum.
Malventum.
However, I was dispatched by Lord Kenwall to assist you.
Well, then
4 months ago.
That'll be fine then. I would also like to see Lord Kenwall, if possible, before I see...
I'm sure he's in Lord Edmund's tent. They're all on the Council of War.
Oh my.
Well, I guess I've got to go to
Again.
the council.
So
Well, you know what I
guys-
mean. Not necessarily a council, but leadership. All those officer people.
I'm with you.
So you guys are going to make your way towards like the command tent.
I guess so.
Yeah.
All right, so you guys make your way over. It's pretty easy to see. It's a pretty organized tent city with paths and grid sections set up and whatnot. You guys make your way towards the center of the camp. There's a couple guards standing outside, but when they see Sir Hadrian and him escorting you guys in, they nod you past. You'll have to leave the banner outside, and you plant it in the ground right next to the other 2, which are Edmund's and the mysterious one you haven't identified yet. And you guys make your way into the tent. Inside there is, you see tables and chairs and whatnot set up. You see a large map of the city laid out, and you can see that there is Edmund and there is Borkvard in there discussing the siege. They haven't noticed you enter.
Is there anyone else in there? Is it just...
Just the 2 of them.
I will announce the entrance
'Cause he
of
hasn't
So you
already
kinda-
been here.
art locks.
You kind of clear your throat and get their attention, and then introduce Sir Artlocks of House Allendil,
I'm just kind of like.
Lord of Rend. And Artlocks, you blush. And
Still not used to hearing that.
the two figures look up, exchange a look with each other, and then they both give you a big smile. And you see Edmund wave you, and he goes, "Come, friend, come in."
I tentatively shake myself off and walk towards the siege planning that they seem to be undergoing.
Has he suddenly developed a thick Transylvanian accent?
No,
Is
he
he now
sounds
the
like
Count?
Edmund.
Is he now the Count from Sesame Street?
Borkvard walks up to you and offers you his good hand in a shake.
I grab it.
I mean, he gives you a good hearty shake. He says, "It's good to see you again, friend."
And you. I'm surprised you made it out of the tower, both of you.
No, yes, all the way down the stairs before it collapsed.
You went up
It's-
the stairs.
How many people?
You must be mistaken. We went down.
How many people are in here? It's Artlocks and us, and then
It's all you guys, Borkvard, Edmund, and there's several thousand guards.
Outside.
There's an entire military encampment outside,
okay,
and
but
there's
inside
several
the tent
guards.
is- but inside the
There's
tent-
several guards standing right outside the entrance to the tent, but you were the only ones on the.
I'm gonna Arcana check.
Okay. What are we Arcana checking?
To see if Borkvard's Borkvard and Edmund's Edmund. I'd probably have a better chance with Edmund because I've met him. And so
He looks like Edmund, and Borkvard's Borkvard.
May I do an insight
Do I
check on them as well?
perceive anything different of them? Because I'm a bit more
Well,
guarded
what
than
are
I
you
was.
what are you trying to insight? All they've done is said hello.
no, they gave given us contradictory information because they went up the stairs when they left the room. They did not go to the downstairs. 2 different passages. So they would have had to double back through the room to go
After
down
it
the
collapsed.
stairs before it collapsed, and we didn't, and none of us
Yeah,
saw them
I'm
do
trying
that.
to.
That was only a day ago to 3 of these guys. Like,
Ben, I'm trying.
Yeah.
That's what I'm specifically looking at. I'm trying to see if there's any telltale signs of them lying
Okay.
when it comes to that.
We've already encountered a fake Borkvard, so there's probably a little bit.
Nope.
do I? Okay, as I know Borkvard quite well, I travelled with him for a long time. Can I try and perceive if he seems different?
You traveled with him for a month.
Months a while.
Just perception. He looks like Borkvard. Maybe a little worse for wear these days, having taken some injuries, some new scars and things like that.
Hello, Edmund, my good friend, who I've never done anything to.
He offers his hand to you, and you shake it.
You're not Edmund.
I'm gonna look at Coswin like warily.
Are you gonna shake his hand?
Did you say that out loud, Roach? You're not Edmund.
No, I didn't say that out loud, but
Oh, okay. I thought you were saying that. So Edmund
I said the thing where hello, Edmund, all that stuff. I didn't say the last bit.
Yeah, he offered his hand for you to shake it.
I don't shake it.
He looks at you and he goes, huh, "One more tally for the list, then I guess." He turns around and goes back down to the table and starts like just looking over the plans again. He goes, "So, Sir Artlocks, what can I do for you these days?"
I've been away for a while. I was wondering how the situation lies with the whole.
The siege goes well. The town has been invested. The outbuildings have been destroyed to clear way for our siege towers. All goes well.
No word from your brother, then?
He's holed up inside somewhere.
But he hasn't tried to make...
He's not sallied forth yet, no.
How long have you been sieging?
Several months now.
So they must have arrived.
As soon as the snow's melted, we march south in force.
How long after that? How long was that after the tower?
Oh, the tower. Me and Borkvard made our way back north to Malaventum. He's a good traveling companion, full of very interesting stories. A little boisterous for me, though. And made our way back up to Malaventum, waited out the winter, and headed south.
Ben, while they're talking, they're facing away from us, right?
You're in a tent.
Yes,
Like-
but their backs are to us, correct?
Why would they turn their backs
No,
to
you're
you?
facing them.
Oh, okay. Because
Why would they
went to
just
look back.
randomly turn their backs to the people that entered? It's like they're talking to each other, and you're all in this big...
Ah, okay.
See Borkvard start, like, shifting little pieces around on the table. With his good hand.
How is Malaventum?
Edmund looks over, he goes, Malaventum's fine. It is leagues away from the siege.
I meant with the status of the undead.
They've melted back into the
Hollywood.
forest, and all is well again. The trade routes are safe.
Thank the gods.
Well, I guess our job's done, Hadrian.
Has Edmund just changed, like, mentally? It's quite clear, like, is what I'm...
He's confident.
Mature.
He's matured, rather, yeah.
If you'll excuse me, I'm going to step out for a moment.
Rebecca leaves.
I leave, and then I find a place where, like, no major guards are staring at me, and I'm going to cast Detect Thoughts. And then
You are in a military encampment
By
near
command
the
tent.
commander's tent. There is
Is
no
there-
place you can get where nobody would within sight of the tent where nobody's going to be able to see.
Can't you do that without... Can't you do Detect Thoughts without anyone seeing?
This is true. I only need vocal, so I'll just mutter
So you have
myself.
to be so you have to be able to say it. So you
Yes.
just detect thoughts.
So I'll just talk to myself outside for a second and then go back in. To the
you
guards, I
cast
just seem
Detect Thought.
strange.
Detect thoughts. Hang on. Let me look at my companion here. Make sure I know how it works. Great little website, D&D 5e Compendium.
There you go. I put it up on the in the chat.
I'm going to ask Edmund what he remembers of the tower.
Components: verbal, somatic, and material.
Material
Not
I don't need because
Okay, you
my
still
book.
need to be able to talk, and you need to be able to use your hands. So it's going to be pretty evident if you're doing.
Okay, I'll do that and then cast Prestidigitation on something as if I was just cleaning something. To a guard, it would just look like I've just cast a spell to do something, to clean something or something of that sort.
You're cleaning what? What are you trying to make this look like you're doing?
Cleaning my boots. My
All right,
boots are a
roll
little
deception.
muddy.
Roll a deception check.
Would I get advantage since they don't know what the fuck magic is?
Everybody
think they
knows
would
what
know.
magic is.
Well, they don't know what I'm doing.
No, you don't
per se.
have advantage.
Okay.
All right, you think you pulled it off?
All right, I nod to the guards friendly, like, and make my way back into the tent.
I ask Edmund what he remembers of the tower.
Oh, he's a horrible man. Going to sacrifice me for his fell ritual. Thank God you came and saved me.
Thank God.
Oh, whatever God you worship. I'm
Um,
been open to it myself.
while we're talking, I'm going to cast about and look at the surface thoughts of both Borkvard and Edmund.
All right, you can do one.
I can switch between the two.
All right, you're
As
going to
an
do
action.
one as an action. You can't do
Yes.
two things at once.
I know.
All right, so for the duration, you can read the thoughts of certain creatures when you cast the spell, and as your action on each turn until the spell ends, you can focus your mind on one creature, which in feet, if the creature intelligence 3 or lower does speak, the creature is unaffected. Learn surface thoughts of the creature, what is most on its mind at the moment. As an action, you can either shift your attention to another creature or attempt to probe deeper into the same creature's mind. If you probe deeper, the target must make a wisdom saving throw. If it fails, you gain insight for insight into its reasoning, if any, its emotional state, and something that looms large in its mind. Okay, so who are you focusing on?
Borkvard, since he's not directly in the conversation.
So you're just trying to figure out the surface thoughts.
What his basic thoughts are currently, the surface thoughts.
Okay, and this is wisdom. What's your DC?
I don't have to roll for
you don't
surface thoughts. I'm not probing deeper.
All right. So you focus your attention on Borkvard, and Borkvard's thoughts are primarily focused on the siege. He seems to be very interested in launching an assault rather than waiting for the siege to end due to attrition.
Okay. I would then, after doing that, telepathically tell Artlocks that.
So you just hear that in your mind.
You just hear a whisper into the back, a feminine whisper in the back of your head.
Okay, I'm just gonna keep probing.
Oh my!
Keep probing, Edmund.
I'm
a little surprised you haven't met with your brother to discuss terms.
I arrived outside the walls with my army. I asked him to come out, and he refused, and the siege progressed.
So no attempt was made to...
I attempted to open a dialogue, and he refused.
Just outright refused, didn't say anything else?
I got no response from my dear brother. If it indeed is my dear brother, some people say not.
Such a weird situation. We've got two people that aren't themselves. One of which likes me, but could technically now be evil. And one of them...
Are you really that opposed to evil at this point?
I'm trying to be.
To be fair, morality has very quickly spiraled into the grayness of the abyss.
So, what is... Any other questions for him?
Do you know what happened to Lady Kiva after the tower?
He looks over you, Tybert. He goes, "I saw Lady Kiva die. I'm assuming that she perished in the collapse."
Yep.
What happened to Lady Kiva?
You would actually know her in passing, Adrian.
Yeah,
as a fellow knight, yeah, you know who she is.
That's why, with a worried tone, what happened to Lady Kiva?
Kiva indeed was sacrificed to the ritual, and we tried to recover her body when we escaped, but...
Probably wouldn't have said that part, but...
Ritual?
They were...
Sacrificed?
Borkvard, Edmund, Lady Kiva, and another two of our friends were captured by a necromancer. That's one reason. That's the tower we speak of. That's the event. That's the adventure. That's the quest we were on that we got lost in. After the tower collapsed, we ourselves got stuck and couldn't escape until...
He looks over and goes, "Thankfully, they did assist me and my new Minister of War in our escape down the staircase to the bottom."
Who was this necromancer?
You know the tower that traders had been claiming was getting larger and larger, Adrian?
Yes.
When we started south. There was a necromancer there that was trying to summon some horrid abomination.
No, you saw her as a woman. Only I saw her as
well,
the abomination.
No, well, I said trying to summon some kind of horrid abomination.
I understand this, but what was their name?
Did we actually get a name from them?
We learned he was known as the Deceiver, but that was about it.
He was called the Deceiver.
That's what he was called.
Real name,
you guys never found out his real name.
A real name I do not know.
Uh-huh.
So Artlocks, Where do you go from here?
Is there anything you need of me, Edmund? Maybe as I'm...
He looks at you and he goes, oh, I need the supplies to flow. I need to make sure that my shipments of food and wood and other materials continue to flow unopposed through Rend. So that's all I need from you, good sir.
Don't need me to maybe try and negotiate with your brother at all? Get him to give up the siege early?
I think we are past negotiations at this point.
I'm going to turn to Borkvard and ask him if he has a timeline for the assault, when he thinks it's going to happen.
He looks at you and goes, if it was up to me, we would assault today! And he's on the table, and, you know, some of the little pieces go scattering, and then he sighs for a second and he goes, Lord Edmund would like the siege towers complete before we assault the wall.
Do we have a timeline of when we think those will be done?
Several weeks, at least.
Okay. Well, I still want to be the first one over the wall.
So you shall.
First man's a dead bad.
Yep. Tie up those loose ends.
I turn to Sir Hadrian. Sir Hadrian, would you mind taking me to your lord? I want to thank him personally for dispatching emissaries such as yourself to...
At that moment, Edmund interrupts you and he holds up his hand. Lord Kenwall and the other nobles have been sent away back to their homes. Their presence is not needed on the battlefield. Their presence is needed to administer their own particular realms, and not need their physical arms to aid in the assault.
But aren't there banner soldiers here?
They are, and they serve me now.
Just you.
He looks at you and goes, Sir, just you, sir.
That's Edmund. I would thought it would be very good for
Your
the individual
Grace.
armies' morales to have their leaders here.
Denuding the countryside of both the primary workforce and the leadership was detrimental to the economies.
He's got a point.
It's not wrong.
Too many cooks in the kitchen, as it were. Their men serve me loyally, and when the siege is completed, they will return home, their pockets laden with booty.
You said booty. Very well. I will see if I can't see what the hold-up is with the bridge.
In passing, would I have ever been told about the rest of their party, so like Aquilius and Elric? Would I have knowledge of them?
Probably not.
Okay. I just didn't know if there was like some gossip that passed between.
They're
me
not.
and
They're not really known in the realm, as it were. They didn't really make names for themselves before fading into the
And
distance.
as I leave, I'm gonna turn the phrase
Like-
Helm protects and Apius Major watches and leave the tent.
They give you curt nods and then go back to their business of planning, and you exit the tent. Like Artlocks and Tyburn might be known locally, in passing, but everybody else probably not. Especially
Well-
Cosman, who makes an effort to not be known.
Well, I didn't know if it was
With
something
a
that
Few
When I-
exceptions.
I didn't know
Like
if
when
it
he
was.
threatens people, they remember him.
Yeah, I didn't know if it was something I would have.
Good.
I would have, like in like knowledge, I would have picked up when I was sent south to meet with Artlocks or when I met with Lady Kiva before.
Okay. So,
I'm gonna.
We're only going for another 20 minutes, right?
yeah.
All right.
So you've spoken to Edmund, you've seen Borkvard. And you know the siege won't progress for at least a few weeks while they build the siege towers.
I suggest we go back to the relative quiet of Rend, and
I like that idea.
and discuss things.
All right, you guys make your way back to Rend, back to your house. You're greeted by the same ornery servant.
I'm going to ask you his
Who
name
seems-
this time.
Oh, yep.
'Cause
Hang on a
I'm
second,
actually
I got
going
it
to
here.
bring my servant with me as well. Pick him up from my tent in the.
His name's Aubert.
oh, bear. Oh dear.
His name's Aubert. So what is the plan?
Well, I want to have a conversation with, for example, mainly for Tyburn, because Tyburn kind of clears up political situations for me.
Use your problem solver.
Do we just want to swing with the Edmund thing right now? And actually,
What else would you want to do?
Well, yeah, I do have another quest that I might need to sort. But I mean, do we want to actively assist in the siege?
Doesn't sound like he wants anybody to help with the siege.
Yeah, which I can't understand why. Like, Sir Hadrian, is it normal for your liege, who is the liege of the biggest army in the land, and the only standing army in the land, to leave the command of his troops to another, one of ill battle experience?
There hasn't been a siege in living memory, so anything involved in that would be pretty new, but it would be a little unorthodox for Lord Kenwall to depart his own army.
Yes,
Unorthodox, but not insane.
It is unorthodox, but I can see not wanting to leave their cities unadministered by the leaders of the cities.
I'm gonna exposition dump to Lord Hadrian the fact that we saw Edmund die in the ritual and then get brought
He's
back.
not
by
a
the
lord.
Knights. What?
He's not a lord.
I'm just a lowly knight.
I said Sir Hadrian.
You said lord.
Oh,
You
did
said
I?
Lord
Sorry.
Hadrian.
I mean,
I love that
You calling
everybody
yourself a British person?
refuses to call Edmund a lord or sir, but
And then
just
everyone calls-
dump it on other people
Yep.
randomly.
so, okay, Sir Hadrian, that Lord Edmund died and was brought back by the necromancer, and we suspect him to be a vampire.
Or a lycanthrope.
Or lycanthrope, or something of not nice nature.
Not to
Something
drop a
foul.
bombshell or anything on you.
And the fact that Borkvard was chasing him down and got bitten by him.
Going the opposite direction than the way to get out of the
Yeah,
tower,
and they went
so-
up the stairs, as in to the top of the tower, not down.
So, I mean, people can live through weird circumstances, but it's a one-handed dwarf. I'm not sure he could live.
And you ended up in the middle of a pool covered up in Beneventum.
Yes, because
Technically, I'm told we went to the Feywild through a portal.
in the tower in the same chamber where that way they went up from. We fell through a portal which took us to the Feywild, which we spent several days. I don't remember too much of it. I remember waking up in a Fey hospital because I was rendered
Stupid.
vegetable.
Vegetabilized, stupefied.
And the others brought me to safety there. Also, Parry was ill. He had been infected with chaos phage,
Gas phage.
which they treated him for, and then we escaped through the other end of that portal, which is that water pool you saw us in.
Right.
I'm about to say, from your point of view, you have no reason to believe that pool was a portal to another plane of existence.
How else did we end up underneath a giant slab?
Did we just lift it, go in, and then put it back on,
And
like
then
without
fail
anybody
to get
noticing?
out of it.
And then have a hard time fleeing.
Believe me, if I had the ability to teleport wherever I wanted to teleport, I would be using it right now.
I mean, I can believe teleportation of some sort. I mean, I'm not
Listen, I go to other planes all the
ignorant
time.
of magic.
It's not that hard.
Ignorant of magic.
You go to the great waiting room in the sky for minutes at a time, Oswin.
But to say that Lord Edmund and Borkvard are not who they say they are seems like a lot of that has happened in Ostia and other places.
Because we were the people that said Sigmund wasn't the person we said he was, and in fact that he has something wrong with him, which he definitely does as well. And all of it
I'm starting to question if you are who you say you are.
I'm about to say, you just went, he's not, Edmund's not who he says he is, he's all weird. It's Sigmund too!
I sound completely insane, but if you'd seen the story from my perspective, you'd be as rational.
They're all
as I
interdimensional
am.
pedophiles. Don't you understand? They're all Turner the Frog's gay.
Oh, what the fuck is that guy's name?
Alex Jones.
He is the greatest comedian.
You see the end of that clip? The water's Turner the Frog's gay. Buy my water filters.
Yeah, no, I remember. Yeah, that was a pitch for.
Yeah, it was a pitch for sell water filters.
Yes.
Anywho. So what are you guys doing?
I'm...
Got about 15 minutes to make up a plan.
Well...
A plan for what?
What?
All we've done is walk around and say that they're not who they say they are. That's all we've done so far.
Well, I mean, to be honest,
I think we should
5
implement
minutes.
contingency napalm and just wipe our hands of this entire plot line and get on a new railroad.
Just nuke it.
Somewhere else.
I'm actually kind of okay with that plan. There's nothing else to do here. We backed Edmund, and right now that's coming to fruition with him sieging Ostia. Like, that's happening right now. He may be a vampire. Do we care about him being a vampire?
This is true. I have no problem with that.
Werewolf,
Yeah,
we're just a person.
Does him being a vampire make him evil?
Yes.
Yes, it does. But that's beside the point.
I think the question is, do you care if he's evil?
Cosmo doesn't care, but
live here.
I care if our liege lord is now going to be a vampire.
Your liege lord, my good sir.
Why?
well, okay.
That's why I directed that at
first-
Cosman.
Why
Okay,
do you
so-
care? Why does Artlox care?
So, because I don't have any better way of saying this, I'm worried it's going to come back to bite me.
okay, self-preservation.
To be fair,
Self-preservation is a great motivator, but we can't do anything about it right now.
Okay. First off, aren't you interested in what's going on the other side? Why these people everyone's acting strange? Why all these things are happening now?
Not really.
I care that
If you're
Sigmund
being honest,
wasn't, as
no.
him wasn't the way he was. He's not the first person we've seen that it was the way he was. Either.
Right.
And I've also now got to go find something. Oh yeah, by the way, I've got to now go find something for Gugushka because I need to pay off more debts.
I mean,
Another good reason to maybe actually leave.
Wait,
let's be honest here. If we could if we had to deal with Edmund, if we have to deal with him, and we all know what that means, if we have to deal with Edmund,
I do not know what that means.
you know, if we have to deal with him, the best way of dealing with Edmund would be during the battle when they breach the walls and we Tyrion Lannister him. Okay.
Okay, first off,
What does that mean?
Ambush him when he's on the shitter?
No, Tyrion Lannister, the Battle of Backwater, the Kingsguard.
First off, I
He hit the face
feel
with a real
like-
big sword?
I feel like Edmund is not going to be at the front of the army. He's going to sit back in his tent.
Even better.
Second off, wouldn't this be a good chance to start getting money to pay off your debts, considering he said that everyone's going to be leaving with their pockets full of, dare I say it, booty?
So what you're saying is that we need to loot Ostia to pay off the vassal of Ostia's debt.
But that's
Yes.
the problem is then we have to be a part of that assault force because it's not like the soldiers going to give up with their loot. So we have to go in there.
I think what he's saying is that you should all become highwaymen.
No. I'm
Just
saying
camp the road to the north and ambush people in their sleep.
no. Well, I'm not saying that. I'm saying join the assault, get into I don't know, the temple, because I'm interested in the temple because of my own investigation. What's going on with all these people not acting like who they are? I don't know. Loot some shit. I'm sure the blacksmiths have stuff to take worth money.
You're saying steal from Aquilas's family. I like that.
There's a manor house that can be looted. There's opportunity for you to benefit from this assault, not just in getting who you wanted to be your liege lord.
Yeah, don't you get it, guys? We can rape and pillage.
So you're saying I should become... we're going to put this into Elder Scrolls 4 Oblivion. I'm going to become the hero of Kvatch. And we're going to play off that title for the rest of our day. Okay, cool.
Well, I mean, I guess. I was just thinking being a part of the assault, get money while you're on the inside. I get the information I want from the temple, or I try to get it. You can get money to pay off your debts because you're ridiculously in debt, because I don't know why.
Ridiculously in debt.
Plus, it sounds like a good time fighting.
That could be fun.
Yeah, we either do that, or we can go into the Underdark and clear out that.
Go into the Underdark and just walk until you can't remember where you came from.
Wait, Underdark?
Oh yeah, there's a gateway to the Underdark beneath my house that is currently infested with Draugr, I think, in the deeper belt. We've cleared one level. There was a Beholderkin in there, and we managed to loot that area. It was a little bit weird, but beneath
what
that...
What is wrong with you people?
Oh,
these things happen to us. This just happens to us.
We attract the worst luck in the world. You know that
ever since I met ever since I met these people inside of a
wall in an assault of Ostia than being with you right now. Much safer going over the wall, in fact.
Well, unfortunately, you've pledged to support our locks.
Well, I was sent by my liege lord, yes, and I will continue as ordered.
Indeed.
So we just need to have a discussion. Do we want to join the assault or not?
Yes.
The assault's weeks away.
Well, yeah. I mean, do we want to tell Edmund and Borkvard that we want to be a fighting factor of the assault?
Why don't we do this? Why don't we go down to the Smuggler's Run and talk to that wizard guy that we took his slave from, and
Monty.
See about see about
Wait,
see about that mace thing.
You stole someone's slave?
I didn't steal him.
Perry, you see Perry just going like this.
I mean, I've got someone seeing... If I get this thing for Giagushka, he's going to talk to someone about the mace, but it wouldn't hurt to talk to Monty on the way.
You know, if you keep asking questions about things you haven't been told, we're going to be here all day.
I'm sorry, it's just... with everything that you've told me so far...
The place I need to go to is on the way of Smuggler's Run. I do need to...
Want to head south, then?
I need to talk to Dinkit, though, before we leave.
Who's Dinkit?
He's a gnome in Karna.
What do you need to talk to him about?
I need to cancel the extra troops he sent.
I say, for sake of narrative, your father took care of that.
Okay.
He's a pragmatic businessman. He wasn't paying for troops he didn't need.
Okay, fair enough.
Also,
it's like everything that he does is a burn to poor art locks.
Or like you should also find like a painter and have a full done portrait and have it replaced while your father's out of the house. And when he comes back, his painting's on the ground or on the side, and yours is put up there.
Or yours is slightly larger next to his.
No. They've just painted my face over his.
Just the midge mask.
So I just want to know where he got that from. Did he bring it with him? Did he think he'd need it, or does he always keep it with him in the?
He keeps it in a chest. It's his identification.
Okay, so you guys gotta head south?
I'm gonna tell my father I'm gonna head south in order to repay some of my debt with
Gugushka and to sort some matters around Smuggler's Run. On the way out of Rend again, I suggest we tell Edmund maybe that we would like to aid in the assault when time comes due. I know Sir Hadrian would like to.
I already told Borkvard this, so...
Okay.
And that we hope to be back in time for the main assault.
Okay. So for the sake of brevity, you guys take care of that and make your way down to Smuggler's Run. Do you are you gonna go see Monty?
yes.
Perry is going to opt to stay out of sight outside of the shop.
Should we call it there because we got 4 minutes left in the session and
Almost.
We got 10 minutes left.
We have 4 minutes left of the session. It is 11:26.
Yeah, we didn't start exactly on time though. My live counter is at 3 hours 50.
Oh, okay. It's close enough. So you're going to see Monty.
Mhm.
Well, what are you doing? So you enter Monty's shop. It's been quite a while since you've been in there.
Has anything
In
changed?
term, looks the same.
there's a new corpse on the ground. Looks like Monty.
Small. It's small. It's musty. It looks like it could possibly hold many more magical items in books, but just doesn't have the stock. And there's Monty, old, gray hair, balding, big
Poorly.
glasses, behind the counter. He looks up at you and is just, yes. What can I do for you?
We're investigating a delicate matter into the destruction of a very dark magical item.
Okay. Show me the item. He kind of like takes off his glasses and rubs his eyes.
I don't think I should show you the item.
Oh, then I can't help you very well. Be on your way.
Do you have any the books on the dark gods? And I could probably point it out from the book. I think it's safer where it is.
He looks up at you and his eyes a little wider now. He goes, no, what are you trying to destroy now?
Yes, sir. Do you have the book on the devil?
I'm just gonna like bring him in and whisper to
Looking
him.
for a first edition Necronomicon.
He leans in.
The book on Kandarian demons, please.
The Wonder Walkers.
And you say you're trying to destroy this item.
Yes.
Would you be interested in selling it to me instead? Take it off your hands for a very fine price.
Yes.
No,
He
it's
looks
No
sentient.
problem. Wash your hands.
It's
He looks over at
sentient.
you, Coswin, and he goes, "Can offer you a very fine price indeed."
What's the price?
He looks left, he looks right, and he goes, "We'll give you 100,000 for it."
So here's what we do.
Sell the fucker.
We sell
Just
the
get
thing
rid
to-
of it.
We sell the thing to him, then steal it from him.
Just sell it. Art locks. Sell. Okay, just sell it. Just sell it. It's not our problem. It's not our problem after we sell it.
I've got some business to attend to nearby. I will return on my way back on my way back home. I need to think about the offer.
He looks at you for a second and goes, "Let me see the item, please."
Our locks don't fuck with us here. Come on.
Quickly pulls out the Wonder Walkers, puts it back in the bag.
He shows, so you show it to him, and he goes, "Okay, be about your business. My offer stands." And I think we'll end it right there.
Well, thank you all for joining us for this week's D&D. We'll be back next Monday with more. Yes, that's the plan.
We're
sorry that-
just. I mean, I don't think we're going to be, doing the break things until we either get Bob's Star Trek or Roach's Starfinder.
Yeah, Starfinder doesn't come out till the 17th, so it's,
So,
I got a little ways.
We'll see you next week. Sorry that NG Paradox wasn't here. We actually don't know what's up with him or where he is. We will find out, but he should be here next week. All things good. Just hope that nothing bad's happened to him, I guess. But yeah, if you're new to watching the series, do go back and check out the rest, and we will see you next time.
Goodbye.